Hello, Brandon. Hello.
Hi. Hey, Kathy.
Thank you for joining us this week. We welcome you all, and I hope your week has been good.
It's been an interesting week. We're finally getting out of some of these retrogrades here, which is wonderful. I think Saturn just went direct yesterday or the day before.
Whatever it is, it's kicking my ass. So I'm just saying that.
They've been interesting. They haven't been super crazy for me, thankfully. Just some relationship reevaluation, of course, as I was talking about in the last show. But other than that, I mean, just trying to coast through unscathed.
Yeah.
We got first time
I know.
Hey,
so
Artemis.
welcome, guys. It's so
Welcome,
good to see you.
Divine Feminine. Leilani. Hi, Leilani. Esha. Hi, sweetheart.
It is wonderful to have you guys here. Yeah, no, it's been you know what, in the big scheme of things, it's been a great week. I'm not going to lie. It has been a really good week. We had our Canadian Thanksgiving, on Sunday, Monday, whatever day you celebrate, not celebrate it, whatever, but it was good. Got to see my kids. I have to show you guys something. So I'm starting, I think you guys know that I do make the Organite pyramids. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys have seen them before. I think I've shown them here on the show a few times. So these are with crystals, different natural materials that I make them with. Let me see if I can find another one, something like that. So these are very, very charged. They're, very, with the crystals, they're very healing. Trust me, I have them everywhere. Probably because I need that healing. So there we go. But I am starting something a little bit new. So this is something else I'm going to add to my creative resume, I suppose is the best way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, what I'm doing is I've been making these runes. So I started making them, just sort of randomly. And then I had a couple of orders, and then I thought, you know what, I'm actually going to just start selling these. And so I know you're not going to be able to really see them. I'm trying to do that whole TikTok kind of look. I don't know if that helps at all, but it doesn't. But so basically, I just made a set for my daughter. So these ones are like, well, you can't see in the color here, but they are a purple. They're all created whatever color you want. So there's no, I literally can, if you saw the paints that I have and the room that I keep them in, they are, I have every color in the world. So whatever it is that you want, I will be putting pictures up on my Instagram and my Facebook. So make sure you guys are following me there on Oracle Intuitions for both. I think the Instagram is Oracle_Intuitions. So follow me there. They are going to be $30 Canadian a set. Okay. And each set is going to, come in its own bag, but it's also going to have all of the interpretations of the symbols, a basic interpretation. And, of course, it's going to be $30, plus shipping. Okay. The shipping will, be as to wherever you are. Hey, Carol. Thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, I'll be putting up pictures, like I said, on Facebook and Instagram. If you would like to order a set, you can contact me. There's going to be a couple more things that are coming out. So I'm really excited, actually. I've got some projects in the making. Hey, Namie, how's it going? But otherwise, yeah. So you guys, if you don't know how this works, so what we do is we are going to be it is a $10 donation to make sure that your name is guaranteed to get a reading for today. Okay. Otherwise, what we do is we do put everybody into a lottery. So if you do donate under $10, you get 2 chances for the lottery. If you are unable to donate, or if you don't wish to donate, that's okay. We still have the lottery at the end of the show, where we try to pull at least one name, okay, for the lottery. So yeah. Brandon, do you have anything to add?
It
Did I
does
miss
depend,
anything?
for however we do the lottery, it does depend on the donation. And that's why we had to put in a donation minimum. So that way we could make sure that we get to as many chances to get to the lottery as possible. So
Mhm.
we always appreciate you guys coming. Of course, we say it every week, but it's because we appreciate it every week. And gratitude creates more gratitude. So hopefully it extends back to you. We have this beautiful cycle of sharing all this love and grateful feelings with one another. That's why we're here. That's why Kathy and I really like being here. So if you
Absolutely.
do want that priority reading, you of course can donate to the PayPal or e-transfer if you're in Canada. If you are listening over on any other channel other than the Oracle Intuition, or
Yeah.
Oracle Intuition's YouTube channel. Sorry, I had a different
I have a
Oracle
hair
thing in
that's
my
wanting
mind.
to go all over the place. Sorry.
Yeah. So if you're listening on Facebook Live, if you're listening on the I Want to Believe channel, please, if you do want a reading, pop over to the Oracle Intuition's YouTube live stream. That's where I'm going to be able to see your question. As a moderator, I cannot bounce back and forth to all the different places. So you, of course, can listen wherever you want. But if you do want a question, you'll have to submit that in the Oracle Intuition's YouTube channel chat. That's where I'm in the chat right over here. So that's where I'm taking your questions. You can start putting those in right away if you want to right now. If you have donated, please let us know so that we know to put you on our priority list. So again, that donation is for priority reading for today's show. So glad you all are here. I see some new faces. I see some familiar faces. The energy feels really nice today. I
It
have to
does, doesn't
say,
it? It feels very smooth.
it does. Like, it has this really interesting energy. Like, I can feel the people who are like here and listening. And the one thing that I'm noticing is that it feels like a lot of us have been through some shit lately, but it also feels like these are the people who are like grounded in reality, who are they're practical, and they're not letting sorrows completely overwhelm them. Like, I'm getting this impression from multiple people in here, which really just shows me the reflection of Kathy and Mai's energy, as the show hosts. That what we do and what we put out there kind of attracts it back. So it's like we all have this very familial vibe that I'm really digging right now. It makes me want to do Thanksgiving with everybody now that you just had Thanksgiving in Canada. I just want to have like this big meal with everyone. Of course, it's going to have to be paleo friendly now that I'm doing the paleo diet. All natural, clean foods, no processed stuff, no sugar. That's my new venture that I've done. As I told you guys, I'm changing the relationship with my body, and I'm doing that whole new paleo. You know what I will say? So
Mm.
we spoke about this before, and I know we've talked about this with clients. I know I have. When you start something and you're starting something new, especially some kind of task or goal or even a diet, using the moon to your advantage will work wonders. So what I did during that full moon, I said, all right, let's pig out. Let's get all the ice cream, all the fried foods, the fast foods, all that gross stuff. I'm like, by the new moon, that's when I'm going to start. I'm going to plant a new seed and start a different process. And
Right.
so that's exactly when I started to do the paleo diet. And I have to tell you, it's so easy. It is so incredibly easy. And I have tried to do this before, and it was never, I never made it past like day 2, day 1, day 2. And now that I swear it's something about either the timing, or I really think it is when you work with the moon, when you work with planets,
Yeah.
they give you this unconscious assistance, right? You're like
Yes.
running a program in the back of the mind that you don't even have to monitor. So it's pretty awesome. I highly recommend all y'all take advantage of it. create and start new things during the new moon. Let go of your shit at the full moon. That's why people go crazy during a full moon, you know. They become
It's like all this crap
lunatics.
that's coming up.
A lunatic, obviously, is derived from lunar, which is moon.
Yeah.
There's a reason stuff like that happens. So use it to your advantage. I'm telling you, it works. I'm proof and pudding of that. Oh, I love pudding. I miss pudding and chocolate.
You know what?
Don't let me
I'm
say
just gonna
chocolate
purposely
words.
send you a picture of me eating like this big chocolate pudding.
Don't let me say chocolate words.
This chocolate all coming out of my mouth. It'll be like,
No. That's the one thing I absolutely miss. But I did find paleo chocolate, which is pretty great. So I'm satisfied with that.
Actually, I would never do that because I fully support you doing this, you know, this cleanse for you, right? It's not, I guess it's not really a cleanse. It's like a food.
Oh, it's definitely a cleanse. You know, I'm removing certain toxins.
Right.
And you will never believe, I mean, you all probably will, but there is sugar in everything. Even in my vitamins that I took every day, sugar. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is out of control, especially in the United States. It's like sugar is everywhere. And it's a drug. And I'm reading a book about it. And it's like they literally create food to manipulate your mind so that you want more so they can sell more product. And it's like, holy shit. And the government approves this stuff. The government approves it. They say, oh, this is fine to put in your body.
So it's interesting. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but it's a lot of people that are, I guess, spiritually aware to some degree do sometimes have more food issues, sensitivities. And, you know, whether this is like allergies or they can actually just have sensitivities in general. This could include asthma. It can include stomach issues. It can include back problems, you know, and sometimes it has to do with us cleansing ourselves and cleansing, you know, maybe our environment, cleansing our food. For me, I have celiac, so I don't eat any gluten. And not only do I not eat gluten, I just avoid sugar. I mean, if it's in a product, there's nothing I can do about that, you know, particularly. It's hard enough some days to eat as it is. So I'm not going to go and scour everything for sugar. But most gluten-free food is fairly sugar-free or sugar, you know, it's a more natural grain, right? Or a process. So I mean, I haven't touched sugar in so long that, you know, for me personally, I don't even know how long it's actually been since I've actually had sugar. So, but, you know, so it's interesting. So if you guys do have, you know, if you find, especially the more that you ascend, the more that you awaken, you'll find your body being intolerant to different things. It could be that all of a sudden you're allergic to dust. All of a sudden you're, you know, you can't eat a certain food. All of a sudden you know, it's like, and you know, instead of kind of being upset with the universe, kind of be thankful to the universe simply because they are showing you, okay, this is something that you need to eliminate. It may be kind of a pain in the ass. I'm not going to lie. But you know, at the same degree, they're also saying to you, you know, as you're ascending, you're becoming a more pure individual, or you're becoming more attuned to that purity of the universe. So it's allowing you to eliminate a lot of products. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. Naomi, thank you so much for asking about my ear. So I don't know so for those of you that aren't on my Facebook or whatever, yeah, I kind of had this ear accident. So it was kind of funny. So I do have like a ton of, you know, like a lot of earrings. I have a couple hoops and these, and I don't know what the hell you call that thing in the middle of my ear. But so I was brushing my hair. I was combing my hair, and it, you know, I just got out of the shower. I was combing my hair. The comb got stuck in my ear, and I yanked it, and I was like, you know that pain that kind of brings you down to the ground, and you're like, oh my God, I need like 10 minutes. Like, don't talk to me. Like, I just need to breathe through this pain. And, you know, I finished getting ready, doing what I was doing. And I mean, it still ached. I could still feel it. It was aching a little bit or whatever throughout the day, but it wasn't enough to like, complain about or to stop me from doing anything. It was just, I ached. But then I went to bed that night and I fell asleep and I woke up in the morning. My ear was still like aching. And I'm like, okay, there's something wrong here, because normally when you do that, I've done it before, but never like to that degree. And I was like, okay, there's something wrong here because my ears should not be hurting. So as it turns out, I kind of pulled the earring pretty much all the way through my ear, and it just like ripped, and it was hanging on by like a little bit. And it was pretty crazy, but my daughter fixed it. She is the body piercer queen, so I was quite grateful for that. And yeah, that is my story. So my ear is much better. Thank you so much for asking, Mimi. And she actually got the earring back in, and all is good.
Yay!
Yay.
Thank goodness.
I'm good. So I'm gonna just I'm just gonna list what the list is currently to Brandon. And then I think we're going to get right into the reading. So remember, guys, you can donate at any time. If you have donated under the $10, you will be on the list for having 2 chances with your name. And we do appreciate the donation. Like, we will do as much as we can. And so currently, just give me a second.
I saw a few people. Hopefully the people who are here have seen our little update. So if you did donate, to be on the priority list, it has to be a $10 minimum donation. So if you did not, you can still make that up, sending that extra amount. Otherwise, like Kathy said, you'll get 2 entries in the lottery. So you get a better chance of winning if you donate under the minimum amount.
So we have Kayla.
I got Kay up first.
Okay. Rachel.
Andrea. Okay.
Isandra.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Nami and Miguel. And
okay.
I believe that is it.
What
we do
about
have Luna. We do have Luna, but Luna, I don't know if you wanted to have 2 chances at the lottery, or if you wanted to add more to the donation. I'll leave that up to you. That's completely up to you. So, and
all right, I do have the order.
Oh no,
here.
actually Luna did put it in, so we'll add Luna to the list, please, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So
I have the updated list. We're going to go in order that you asked the questions and donated. So I'm going to put that right in the chat here. And then I will update as we get the lottery list as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Luna. No worries. We got it. We really appreciate it. We see it.
Ooh, I just made pork chops yesterday, Amy. I made the best recipe. I'm sorry. I'm so lame. I'm going to talk about this so many times, I'm sure. With paleo, it's discovering new ways of cooking. And I made paleo with pork chops. It was pork chops with Honey Crisp apples.
Aww.
What? Who would have put that together? I think that's like a common dish, and I had never heard of it and never made it. And oh my God, it came out.
Well, yeah, actually, pork chops with applesauce is really popular.
Yeah, applesauce, right? That's like the common dish that people do.
I didn't know if that was an American thing too. I thought maybe it was just one of those weirdo things that Canadians do.
It sounds like it sounds like a European thing to me.
Right,
Definitely.
right. Yeah, I used to manage a lot of restaurants, and that was actually quite a popular
a dish. Huh. See, I had never heard of it ever in my life. And my goodness, it was really good.
Welcome to Canada. Yeah. Okay, guys. So just what we're going to do is we're just going to take a couple of minutes here. Kay, you're going to be up first. So give us 3 minutes. We'll be right back. And we're just going to go into a quick commercial, I guess. I don't know what to call it. I guess
Commercial break. So if you haven't submitted your questions, please submit your questions in the chat. Again, if you're listening on Facebook or I Want to Believe, come on over to Oracle Intuitions, hit the subscribe button. Of course, hit that like button because you love being here with us. We love having you here. And we will put you right on our list.
You betcha. Okay, guys, we'll be back in just a moment. Hopefully I pressed the right button here. Okay, hang on a second.
Oh. Huh.
I am not back yet. I'm coming.
Okay, just in time.
Sorry, guys. All right, I'm here. We did I just wanted to say we did get a donation from Megan, or but I don't know, Megan, if you wanted to add more to that donation to get yourself on the priority list, or if you just wanted two entries for the lottery. So you can let us know about that. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure I see a Megan in the chat here.
Yeah, so it's coming under the name Unique. So I just wanted, because I don't know, I'm not exactly sure who you are. So just, if you don't mind, just let us know where you are, and we will happily add you to the list. So All righty. And Amy, stop laughing at me. I see you, girl. So let's begin with Kay.
All right, Kay, you here, love? I know she said her phone was dying, so she needed to know if she needed to change it here. Or charge it, excuse me. Change. There we go. All right, so Kay's question. My question, Kathy, is I was told by a few psychics that a dog is soon going to come in my life. And with that dog comes some sort of joy. What kind of joy is behind the dog? Is it a new lover's dog? Not planning to adopt, period. I already have a dog.
I don't. Okay, so when you ask about that, so the first thing I get is like, okay, so first of all, I don't know if I would say that to somebody personally, like that a dog was coming. But when I'm tapping into the dog itself or a dog, you know what? This could honestly even just be a stray. I don't know if it's going to be a lover's dog. However, right away, I picked up a lot of very warm, wanting to protect, comfort feelings around this animal. My first instinct was to say this could possibly be a small dog. However, I'm getting shown at the same time various, so I can't be specific on that. So if a big dog comes around, it could be a big dog with a small personality, like, you know what I mean? Like one that would be, oh, Megan. Okay. Hi, Megan. So Megan, what we do is it is a $10 donation if you want to get onto the priority list where we absolutely guarantee a reading. Or if you just donate under the 10, then what we do is we put you on the lottery list and we give you 2 chances on the lottery at the end of the show. So your name would go into the lottery twice. So that's completely up to you, whatever you want to do. So, Kay, what I keep getting here is now I don't know who this dog belongs to. I'm going to be really, upfront about that. But what I do feel is that this could even be just a chance encounter. It could be, the energy around this is it doesn't feel long term. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like this could be, it may belong to somebody, but I'm getting more that this has to do with like either a chance encounter. It could be possibly a stray. For some reason out of this is I keep getting that this is some way going to come into your life to somehow open up a chakra. And I want to say the heart chakra in some form. It almost feels as though there's been some sort of a bit of a blockage within you, a bit of a blockage in regards to really opening up, allowing some sort of like, I feel like this. And now here's the thing, when this person or when the psychic said a dog, remember that this could have to do with really any animal or some sort of, what I'm getting here is that it opens up a channel to vulnerability is what I keep getting. A channel to vulnerability, a channel to somehow it tweaks something within your chakra system that helps really start aligning things in a different manner. Okay. And it feels like it's going to remove some sort of sense of fear. It might remove some sort of, it gives you a more of a caring, loving energy towards this animal is what I keep getting. I don't know if Brandon's picking up on anything with this. Are you?
Well, anytime that I have encountered a dog or a message about dogs, so think about dogs and what they are, man's best friend. And so oftentimes when I see the symbol of a dog come up, it's not always a real dog. It is about the energy of loyalty, of friendship. Loyalty is a big one when I see dogs. So anytime I've seen a dog, when I've connected with somebody, it's always denoted something about close friends, close acquaintances, or loyalty. When I'm tapped in, though, specifically to what this energy is, Kay, what I do keep feeling is exactly what Kathy is talking about, an alignment that happens. Now, what I see is that it does seem that it is attached to someone else. They are showing me a woman, and they are showing me a woman who enters life that has no sense of definition as far as either herself or her entering your life. So it feels like a random happenstance, like a random occurrence of some kind. So it could be that a dog just kind of wanders into you in your life and you're like, hey, whose dog is this? What's going on? And so, it could be some kind of important connection that all these other psychics are picking up on as far as who that dog may be attached to. But really, the main message here is about it creating an alignment in yourself, which is really interesting because I feel like that's an occurrence you would not count on to do that. But for whatever reason, it seems to be impactful. What Spirit keeps showing me as far as why it's happening is that there is a bit of it's as if your anchor isn't fully in ground right now. And so I don't know if you have felt like out of sorts in yourself lately, or as if you're not as rooted or grounded as you normally are or how you normally feel. But they are showing me that it does create this sort of anchoring for yourself, which is that alignment that Kathy was talking about as well. But they're showing me a woman attached to this animal entering your life, and that it leads you into a bit of an unknown space because they're not fully sure, kind of where they are, what they're doing, or what they're going after. And so it creates this sort of openness where you're going to enter this questioning state of like, oh, okay, why did we come into connection here? And I'm actually going to stop right there because Spirit is telling me that they're not going to share this part because being put in that space of limbo is actually going to have to do with
It's going to be
creation.
the opening of it.
It's creation between you and that person. And yes, you're going to feel different during that moment and in light of it. So to read on it now will take away from the moment actually happening. And regardless, they're not showing me enough that's happening with this person. So really, it's going to be co-creation on your part, but also experiential. You're supposed to have this like happenstance, this random occurrence, and it's going to do a little bit of a jarring moment in your life. So honestly, it feels like a pleasant surprise.
So what I'm getting here is one of the reasons why Spirit isn't kind of going to completely give us all of the details of this is I do feel that this particular animal is, if you were to sit there and watch for every dog that you might see on the street or everything like that, you're not going to be opening up to the rest of the messages, the rest of the energy that's going to come through, because there's going to be a sense of anticipation behind all of it. So you're going to be like, well, did I act the right way? Did I do the right thing? Did I say the right, motion? Did I mess it up? Did I do the right, like, it's going to be, so what it's going to do is by not, or, if they were to say, yeah, this is going to happen, or this is going to happen, or this is going to happen, you're going to be automatically blocking the energy that is supposed to come through in regards to this encounter. It might be a 5-second encounter. It could be a longer encounter. But what I get out of that is it somehow starts really opening up that it's almost like I see the heart chakra like spinning and opening. Okay. So, it's supposed to be coming from this place of the heart, not in that place of the mind where you're going to be, did I say the right, like all of those questions that we tend to ask ourselves when we have sometimes random encounters, and you're just supposed to go with it. So I hope that helps, Kay.
This brings up a big point here, Kathy, is that so many of us, we try to take charge or combat the spiritual or energetic influences that come into our life with logic and with the brain. But they're different realms. You know,
100%.
they're different realms. You can't logically describe love or time, right? These are I love, honestly, in my view of it, has really defied almost all logic. And, you know,
Mhm.
it doesn't make any sense.
And
Why
if we
would
try to put
somebody,
too much sense around it, we're not following our heart, right? Then we're
right,
following our
right,
ego. So,
right. And
yeah.
that is the difference, I think, between divine
Mhm.
intelligence and brain intelligence. Yeah, you can be a really great computer in your brain, but if
Yeah.
you can't understand the biorhythm and pulse and breath of life, well, you're
And if
missing out on
something
something
feels
big.
natural, you should just go with it rather than sitting there and trying to constantly fight it because it's coming to you in a natural way for a reason. And a lot
Yes.
of times we sit there and we try to make sense of it, or we're trying to, what does this mean, or what is that, or and just it's like let it flow. Our
Mhm.
guides give us the signs for a reason.
How many times have we seen that with people? I mean, just
Or just
not
ourselves.
even not even not just ignoring signs, but literally trying to master them like there's something to master. Oh, I need to
Mhm.
use my brain and I need to, hold myself back because it doesn't fully make sense, or you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it happens so many times when really you just got to be like the fool in tarot and just, walk to the edge of the cliff and
take a
trust.
chance, have faith,
You
follow
got to
the
trust.
have faith, right? Exactly. So thank you so much, Kay. I truly hope that has given you some
We're
sort of
interested.
clarity.
Come back and
Yeah,
update us. We wanna know where this dog comes from.
absolutely. Even if you
I'm
can't get
curious.
a reading on it, just what sometime if when it comes, what happens, you just post it, and let
Mhm.
us know, and like we're excited for that. So,
Yeah.
hmm okay, so I guess Miguel is next.
Miguel.
I think we had another one add to the list as well. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
so I've added Sandra, her daughter Isabel.
Okay,
She donated extra for Isabel to ask a question, so we'll do both questions under Isandra.
perfect. Okay.
Little puppy emoji. I love that. I want a dog so bad. I really want to get a dog. But I keep going to Hawaii too often, and
Poor monkey.
it's not an easy thing.
Poor
Yeah.
baby.
I had to take care of a chimpanzee once. That's a long story, but it was very real, and that thing just jumped right up on my side, and I just hung on to it on my hip like a little baby. Those were some interesting life decisions back then.
I can imagine.
Her name was Chloe. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was interesting. It was weird. She wore a diaper all the time.
I'm not a monkey fan. I don't hate them or anything else. They're just not an animal that I resonate with.
Gravitate. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they remind me too much of me.
What's your favorite animal like ever?
Well, probably a goat.
Okay,
A
right
goat
now.
for sure. Like I
A
love
goat?
goats. Yeah, I love goats. I see
Goats
goats
are
and I'm just
so fun.
I have to just like, I just want to hug them and
They're
everything. And
so
then I guess
fun.
the second one would probably be the snakes, like because I love snakes.
Mhm.
So,
I really like those pangolins.
oh,
Those things are so cool to me. I don't know why. They just hit something in my spirit and my soul. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they kind of look like dragons. I think dragons are pretty
okay.
cool. I've never been obsessive, but the pangolin, I think it's so cool. That and I love panda bears. They're cute.
That's so cute.
Oh,
And Andrea
dolphin.
says, I
Okay,
want a
so
pet dolphin. No
honestly
kidding. I
though,
would love
dolphin
that.
is great. But the orca, I think I actually like the orca more than I like the pangolin. So land animal would be pangolin, but water animal, orca, killer whale for sure. Oh my God, I love them. So I've actually researched all of this, and one day, maybe after I sell a few multi-million dollar houses, I am going to go up to Norway and do free diving with orcas. How cool would that be? Oh, Kathy will be right there with me in the water, right on the boat, jumping off, diving.
Kathy will be there in a straitjacket in the corner crying. So I don't know if you guys know this. I am absolutely terrified of sharks. I'm actually okay with orcas. I still wouldn't probably swim with one because there might be a shark somewhere. So I'm that is my you know how people have phobias. You give me a great big walking tarantula, I could go to Australia, I could hang out with the frickin' insects, great big grasshoppers, you give me a poisonous snake, I am cool. Doesn't mean I'm gonna go up and pet them, don't get me wrong, but I don't have any fear in that.
Mm-hmm.
You see a shark fin and I'm a mess. So I am like a blubbery. It's not pretty. Let's just say it's not. So what I do, so this is interesting. What I do, and maybe one day, if I ever, I'm at the 99 years old, or I don't care at that point, maybe I'll do a shark dive. But I will watch I'm like Namie. Yeah, I literally watch everything with sharks. So if there's a new shark horror movie, I'm watching it. Yeah, I try to do everything I can to get over the fear. It doesn't mean I would never go on a boat. I would love to go on the boat. I would be in the boat. If somebody wants to dive, I'm good with that. You go do your thing. But for me, it's like it's such an overwhelming fear that I'm almost in tears to sometimes at the picture of a shark. So, but I do try to watch the shows, and it's not a good sight, but but I do try to watch them. And if anybody's around, like when I saw the Meg in the theater, I went with one of my best friends, and the poor girl, I'm sure she's missing hair out of clumps somewhere. But I do try to get over the fear of it. And I do whatever I can to try to, because it's my one phobia. That is my one phobia that I have when it comes to things external. You know what I mean?
You don't think you would hop into the shark cage with me in Hawaii?
Not a fucking chance. Sorry. When we went, sorry guys, I know we're going to get back to the readings. When we went to, my son and I went to SeaWorld in 2015, and they have the shark thing, like the shark tunnel or whatever the heck they call it. And I walked through there, and I mean, the poor kid, like, that's all I can say. It's probably a good thing he was like close to my size, but I walked through it. I did my best. There was this one stupid shark though. And I swear this thing had it out for me. It followed me everywhere. And it was one of those real ugly ones. Like, this was a real ugly shark. And this thing like followed me, and it was just like, and Dre's like, that shark's like following you. And I'm like, just shut up. I don't know. Like, the shark has something out for me. Maybe it knew, it could feel my fear vibrating off of me. But we would go and we'd walk down the tunnel, and this thing's just like, doop, 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 it's like going real slow, and
he just knew. He sensed it.
I bet it. I bet she was a hungry little bugger too.
Yeah,
but I was just like, nope.
That's what's so cool about animals. They're basically operating on psychic instinct like all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's just amazing. And we have to remember, we are also animals. Humans, we're animals at our nature. We just got a big brain. That's about it. But everything else, we're all the same. Exactly. And that's why I like to ask. And that's why I think spirit animals are great. That's why I love animal spirit messengers. Like, I love that stuff. There was one time we were talking, Kathy and I, and all of a sudden this grasshopper just jumped at me from my door. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I kept walking around, and he did it like 3 more times. I'm like, I get it. I
remember that. Yeah. Exactly.
They're great messengers.
All right,
All right,
Miguel.
where's our Miguel at? Let's make sure Miguel is here. Then, of course, y'all can see the list. Andrea's up next, then Isandra, and we'll do Isabel with Isandra, Amy, and Luna. But let's just make sure Miguel is here. Hi, Facebook people. I see that there are some people on Facebook, but I can't interact over there. So if you wanted to join me on Oracle Intuition's page, you can do so. Oracle Intuition's YouTube. All right, Miguel is here.
Yeah.
Miguel is a Taurus, of course. Taurus, of course. And here for a general reading. And do my guides have anything to tell me?
Yeah. It's really funny. I don't know why. Maybe it has to do with the Taurus energy. I always get these weird images with you, Miguel, and I have no idea what the hell is up with that. You and Amy, sometimes both, but I keep seeing you being shown as a centaur. Okay, so that's like the half man, half horse type of image. And so when I'm looking at this, like this is literally the energy that comes through, and the centaur can be very he's a very strong animal. I mean, that half human, half man. But what I keep hearing about you is a lot of grounded energy. So it feels like an extension of possibly even last week. It just feels like you're. Have you been really focusing on your children for some reason?
I
Because it
was,
feels like
oh my
literally.
God, yes.
Like it for some reason I keep seeing your girls really focusing in on them. I don't know if there's an issue or if
I
you're
keep
just
seeing
having this
children
more
too.
protective inner energy that's going on, because it's almost like again I keep seeing this centaur. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? Like that half man, half horse Greek mythology. But there's a very protective energy that's going towards them at this moment. And protective, or like it's literally like you're running around like around them in a circle, like that centaur kind of energy, but going around them in a circle. You spoke with them yesterday. Yeah, it just feels like maybe you've been really focused on them, or there maybe perhaps some sort of issue that you felt that you needed to talk to or address with them in some way. But it just feels very right. Okay, so the message that I keep coming through with your guides is it really feels like because you have been grounded, you're now really listening to those messages that are coming through. And I almost feel like maybe, I don't know if this was a spontaneous talking to them, or if you spontaneously felt like you needed to address something with them or whatever. But I just keep getting like spirit guided you towards having some sort of conversation or an opening with them in some way is what I keep getting. So I feel like what spirit is also telling me here is there's more messages coming through. Okay. And oh, okay. He sat with them last night and spoke to them heart to heart. He wants to spend
That's
more time.
it.
There we go. Okay.
Yep, I definitely feel that emotion there.
Yeah, it really
100%.
felt like this was something that you were guided to do, you needed to do, and it really feels like there's going to be more messages coming for you. Okay, maybe not in regards to the kids or anything like that, but it's almost I keep wanting to say, and I think maybe that's why I'm getting the centaurs, because we were just talking about instinctual, following the instinct, and I'm really getting here like the instinctual, following that instinct of that the animal part. I hope that makes sense. It's almost as though you're allowing yourself to follow your instinct rather than perhaps the brain, or perhaps, whatever it is, that you tend to self-doubt. But so now you're going with instinct more so than just what's going on in the head or worrying and stuff like that. So stay grounded is what I keep getting. Stay grounded.
Absolutely. I second this message. That's exactly what comes up in your energy, Miguel. Real quick, do you have all daughters? Is it all girls? Because I see just lots and lots of feminine energy here. What I keep being shown is the energy of your children being around you. Specifically, though, what I am shown is to, when I ask Spirit, what do you need to know right now? They keep showing me there are more moments coming where you are going to be more vulnerable, and to allow that to happen. Okay, yes, all female. Okay, cool.
Yeah. No power.
Miguel is surrounded by all women. There are going to be more moments of being vulnerable, and I think that's what Kathy is describing here too. More messages are going to come through, more of these heart to hearts, more of these emotions. This is the time to be vulnerable, because I can see you. I do see you crying, but it's not a negative cry. It really is this beautiful, like, it's this release, it's this surrender, it's this I don't know. Okay, this is going to sound really, really strange, but it's as if in this moment, you and your girls, you have this heart to heart, and there's this seriousness and this fear and this depth, and all of a sudden you kind of orchestrate and move this, and it's as if God or a source or a universe becomes very present in all of you, and there is just this moment of like deep connectedness and upliftment that happens. So really allow that vulnerability to keep coming up right now, at least over the next couple weeks, because it's going to invite such depth to the connection with everybody that's around you right now, everyone that's around you, all facilitated by the energy with your children. So this is a great moment, honestly. This is going to be a really beautiful time and beautiful moment. And it makes perfect sense that these little seeds are being planted, as you're going through this big transition of moving. And I'd really like to say be grateful to the home that you're building right now, because as Kathy and I said, I think it was in the last show, it has its own energy and you have to respond to it at its level, and it's already happening by little things like this. So keep it up. You're doing great. I remember a few months ago when we had talked with you, and there was a feeling of you really needing to open up, and it looks like you've definitely got there. So we love seeing your progress. That's why we love having you guys come back, not just to share in the fun, but of course seeing the growth that you go through. It's very humbling. So thank you, Miguel.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. I just want to ask, Megan, if you're still here, can you just give us your birth date and put your question down into the chat for us, please? And
Was it a lottery donation or a priority?
Priority, so we can put it
Okay.
as a priority. Yeah. So
yes, Megan.
if you can put that in, that would be great.
Yes, it will be after Luna.
Yeah. And you're so welcome, Miguel. I truly hope that helped. It just feels like that grounding energy and that the intuition, all of that is just, it's really guiding you. It's really giving you the resources that you need at this moment.
I love when those moments I bet Naomi was watching my face when you said children. I was like, oh yeah. Like, that's what I'm getting to. That's so crazy. Yeah. See, you guys, Kathy and I have been doing this. She's been doing this longer than I have, but we've been doing this for a while, and we still get, excited and see all those moments as just amazing when they happen, because, it really is. It's awesome.
Oh, you're so welcome, Miguel.
All right. So Andrea is up next.
Awesome. Oh, did Naomi have a question? I'm not sure.
Naomi is after Isandra.
Oh, okay.
So I took the questions in order they were submitted.
Okay, perfect.
All right, Arzendria. That was cute. I like that.
Oh,
That should
you're
be your
so
new
sweet,
screen
Amy.
name.
Thank you
Zendria.
so much.
Okay, Andrea says, hello, guys. Hope you
Hello,
are
Andrea.
hope you are doing well. Many ellipses. I'm a Pisces and would like a general love reading.
Okay. Okay, Andrea, I think I asked you this last time. Is it in regards to somebody specific? If you can help me with that, because it's weird. It does feel like there's an energy attached to you, and I kind of need to get that in some form, the confirmation of that. So if you can ask, or if you can answer that, sorry, hun. Is it in regards to, okay. And is that the person that you want to know about in general? Because I keep really feeling that energy. And so I'm just kind of like, if you don't want to talk about him, we can energetically kick him out. But that's what I'm asking you. Is it Greg? Is that who you want to know about in specific? Because first, if you don't want to know about him, that's cool with me. I'm perfectly fine with that. But I do feel this energy that's really attached to you, and it could possibly, I do feel it may be him, is what I keep
I
getting.
really feel like it is him as well.
Yeah. So but again, if she doesn't want to know about him, no, not really. I just feel that too, though. But whatever it's giving you. Oh, okay. So, I keep getting, for some reason, I keep getting here that there needs to be some sort of decision made, and I feel like this decision needs to come from your energy. It almost is literally like the energy is almost blended so strongly between the two of you. That's what I keep getting it. There's a blending of this energy. Now, here's the interesting thing, Andrea, is if you don't want this energy and you want to open up to a new energy possibly coming through, I feel that you have to make some sort of decision within yourself, because here's what's coming through. It almost feels as though if I can't have him, or if it's not going to work, I just want something else. But I do feel that there's this energy that is attached to him from you, and he's attached to you. And so you guys are like doing this dance around each other energetically, okay, or spiritually. So if he's not somebody that you want, I do feel that you may have to start doing some cord cutting or releasing in some way. Now, what I'm also getting here is that it does feel like you're being a little bit blocked by fear in some way, like this fear is coming through in regards to him. I'm also getting an energy from him, where it's like I said, it's like this beautiful dance that you guys are kind of doing, but it's not really connecting. Like, it's connected, but it's there's a barrier there. And I feel like you may have to do some spiritual or energetic work to help open up to this, if he is who you want. And I feel like that's where it's teetering spiritually. Okay, the in and out with him never changes. Okay.
Mhm.
So, but it's almost like you're open to somebody else coming in, but you don't really want them.
Well, they also can't.
Right, because
They can't come in.
it's too much around, the energy with this. So I do feel some spiritual work needs to be done within yourself, and it will help clear him at the same time. But whether this is like a meditation or allowing, or whatever it is, even a chakra alignment, maybe possibly, it just feels like some sort of work needs to be done here, but there needs to be sort of that decision as well. The decision is really going to help bring it forward, because right now you're like, do I want it? Do I not? Do I want it? Do I not? And even if it's in the 3D or the 5D realm, it's not quite a full decision yet. So if you're willing to take that risk with him, like energetically, open up to it. Don't be fearful. Allow it to come through. Okay. And then let what happens. This isn't going to drag on for years or anything like that if it's not supposed to be. But I do feel that by doing this work, this could really form into something really beautiful. Okay. But the teetering, it's like that teeter-totter. It's not, because there's indecision, the universe is kind of like, well, we'll bring them forward. No, I don't want them. We'll bring them forward. No, we don't want them. Like it's like that energy. So allow him in fully, and then, or allow yourself energetically to accept him fully, even if he's doing the in and out, because I do feel that part of that in and out energy is because of the vibrations that are kind of going between the two of you. Okay. So go ahead, Brandon.
I'm hoping not to.
Going.
I'm hoping not to contradict what you're saying here, but let me first talk about, because you're talking on something that I'm already picking up on. Andrea, I don't know if you have done this, but I keep seeing this vision of you literally writing heartfelt letters to spirit, to God, to source. I don't know if you have actively done this already or not, but I'm going to highly encourage that you do, and literally write it down on a piece of paper. Get like a really, oh my God, do you remember back in the day, you used to get out a really nice piece of parchment, you get your favorite pen, and then you spray it with your perfume, and you create this like whole vibe. Oh, good. You already have. Okay. See, that's what I thought.
There you go.
So
see,
you're already creating that right energy. I really feel, make it immersive, make it a full experience. Like you're sending this message to God, to source, the spirit. Because you do need to, what I feel is that right now with Greg, his energy is actually kind of putting a wet blanket over everything and making it very difficult to navigate. So I absolutely feel that you could really open up and allow him in, but I'm going to challenge you to do one better. I'm going to challenge you, and I'm going to use something that Kathy had told me, because this keeps coming into mind here. Write down the quality of the person versus the specific person. So write down the specifics of what you want to experience in a connection with somebody. How do you want them to be? Do you want them to be loyal? Do you want them to be grounded, faithful, honest? Whatever qualities that you personally value in a connection, write those things down if you are going to ask for love to be brought in. Then what's going to happen is you're going to see things that resist pretty much everything you're asking for. And those are your signs to not change what you're asking for, but to adopt that energy in the self. Because right now I'm not hearing great self-talk. And that's why I feel you've been doing these exercises of writing and writing to spirit, because I feel you trying to change your internal dialogue, because I can feel Greg's energy putting this stuff like in your energy, and it goes into your head. You're quite sensitive to other people's energy. So it would be best to kind of fully surrender and open up to just spirit, to God, to source, to universe. And that way, whatever energy is trying to suppress you, it can be moved along. Because when I connect with you and Greg, I just feel like really uncomfortable, kind of like sly communication between the two of you. Like things aren't just fully, they don't feel really solid, is the energy that I get. So let him do whatever he's going to do. And like you said, you're not fully interested because it's in and out with him, and that's not changing. And I don't feel that that's going to change based on his side. But once your energy becomes elevated in a different space, then I feel him like wondering, what the hell? Where did she go? What's going on? So it's going to call him to step up or to just disappear, which could, be just the same for you, regardless if you're already cut off and disconnected, as I can see you cut it off on Saturday. So yeah, I think, yeah, definitely let that energy just be wherever it is. Right now is definitely the time to keep sending those letters up, because Spirit is obviously very clear saying that they're listening. And they are bringing you what you truly are saying that you want, but also what your actions are saying as well. So make sure they all kind of come into sync. Body, mind, and soul. All these three things come into sync. And as they all generally agree upon something, Spirit's saying, hey, I got you. Also, listen to this song. I don't know if you've ever heard it. It's called Just Like Magic by Ariana Grande. It's replaying over and over and over in my head as I'm speaking with you. So for whatever reason, you must need to hear it. So Just Like Magic by Ariana Grande. Listen to that.
Yeah. You didn't contradict me actually at all. It was very similar to that energy I felt. It just feels like there's a resistance, which has to be done with the writing or the energy work or whatever it is, and again, I do feel like that decision, but the true decision. Okay. Not just, I'm going to let him go, but I'm going to watch my phone, that kind of energy. It's got to be the boom, and what will happen is, whether you decide to allow it or whether you decide that you're going to just not allow it, it has to be a true decision. And then what happens is Spirit will come in and just take over. And what is supposed to happen will 100% happen. So
it's coming. You're developing and deepening the relationship with the self right now, Andrea. And that is not for naught. That's a huge thing. Trust me, it is a step that most people miss in bringing a relationship into their lives, and a relationship and love life with other people. They miss that part, because the relationship you have with yourself, how you treat yourself, it directly tells not only the other person how to treat you, but it reflects the level of love that you're going to have with them. So this is it. You're on the right path. You're making a decision, that sharp decision that you need to, because you know your value and you're coming to understand it even deeper. So you got this. And we will be here.
So welcome. And thank you so much, Andrea. We appreciate you so much. Thank you.
It's so interesting. I just saw this letter being sent up. I saw it come out of the heart and just sent up, and I can see her just I don't know if she has this specific place where she writes, but I can feel a catered space that she created. I'm seeing lower lights. I'm just seeing a very intimate moment. It was so clear. It was beautiful.
Beautiful. It is beautiful. Give it to God. Write it down. Give it to God.
All right, Will, I have got you. I've got your question here.
And again, I just wanted to ask Megan, if you're watching, if you could just give us your birth date and your question, that would be great. Just put it into the chat so we can add you to the list, because I don't know if you're still here. So Andrea says she does do that, but by the water. So,
gotcha. I could just
especially
feel
with that Pisces energy. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got that Pisces North Node. I need water. Well, and I got the Cancer Mars as well. I very much need water.
I have a ton of Pisces and Scorpio in my.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't need water.
I should just pretty much do the show from a tank of water is what I should do.
Your house should
be like, hey, I'm giving this reading in my bikini, guys, today.
And isn't your son a Pisces too?
My what?
Your son isn't your son?
No, my son is Aquarius. Oh, my son, my son, like my kid.
Yes, your kid.
He's a Pisces. Yeah, he's a Pisces too. So there's we got all kinds of Pisces chugging around here.
All water, and you live in the middle of Canada, away from.
I know, right? It
water.
makes no sense. It makes no sense. I know. I should be on an island somewhere, or on an acreage, surrounded by like a lake, or having a lake or
And
trees or
goats.
something grounding, because
A lake and goats.
a lake and goat.
All right,
Okay.
Isandra. All right, so Isandra is a Virgo and would just like a general reading for herself.
Okay. Isandra, I feel like you have made a decision. And this could have to do with the career. Oh, okay. So right away, for some reason, I'm getting some sort of I want to say heart palpitations. It's like, this isn't a bad thing. I don't feel it. It feels like a nervous energy for some reason. Did you do something that is giving you a little bit of nervous energy? Because it does feel, whether this is nervous or excitement, I'm not exactly sure, but it just feels like like that. That's the first thing I want to do. Like, kind of breathe out, kind of. So anxiety. There we go. Okay. My heart is racing. Anxiety. Okay. Thank you. Does this have to do with work, Cassandra? Did you turn in the papers and stuff? Because, why are you making me want to cry, girl? Holy shit. Did you have a really bad day today? Because I literally feel like all of a sudden, I just felt like I just want to cry. I literally am feeling here. Was there an issue with somebody, particularly at work or around or in your environment? I don't think that this is a home thing. I mean, yeah. But it just felt like it's almost like you know what I want to tell you? I want to tell you, go take a walk and just allow yourself to break down, because it feels like you have been hanging on to all of this for so long. It almost feels like you need one of those really deep, ugly cries, is what I keep feeling, because as I'm tapping into your energy, if I allowed myself, I would have tears streaming down my face right now. And it almost feels like you need to really just go and have, okay, good. Okay, good. But it feels like you just have that. It's like you just need an ugly cry. You just need to kind of let it all out. It feels like you've been so strong, so masking everything. When you're at work, you're trying to hold it in. Like, I'm literally seeing you. This is the weird part. I'm actually literally seeing you. I don't know if you've actually done this, but this is the energy. It's like you're walking down a hall and you go into an empty room, or maybe an empty, examination room or something like that, because I'm actually literally seeing hospital equipment, and you just closing the door and it's in the dark and just crying. So I don't know if this has happened, but this is the energy that I get. It's like you just want to close that door and lock yourself away for a few minutes and just, and just cry. But it does feel like this is, what needs to happen, or like, as Naomi says, go for a walk, or, or sit in the car or do something. It just feels like you don't need. I keep hearing from your guides, you don't need to be as strong. And I work in a basement in an actual tunnel, because this is exactly what I'm seeing. Like, literally, I'm seeing like that energy, and or this location, and it just feels like you could just go into an empty room and just let it out. But I'm also getting here, your guides are coming in. So, okay. I have to listen to all the messages. Just give me a quick second. You're not alone. Okay. I'm going to have a hard time. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm so sorry. You're not alone. Okay, you're not alone. And they want you to know that they're with you all the time. And you don't need to have the brave face that you're always carrying. It's okay. It's okay to allow yourself to release, this energy of these other people. It really feels like you need to possibly even do some grounding work before you head to, before you walk into the building every morning. Ask your guides. They're asking you to ask them to surround you throughout the day. This will help. This will help carry you throughout the day. Ask them for their protection. Ask them to basically bubble you, to surround you, to guide you throughout the day, to lead you away from those that are bringing distress onto you. And do this every day, do this every morning. And then just go about your day. Just know that you're there, they're there, and that they're surrounding you. Okay. And I gotta let Brandon talk because I'm gonna start bawling. So
Sometimes it can be a little overwhelming.
oh, they just came in so fast, Sandra. I just want to tell you that. I'm sorry. But they keep, like, as soon as I let them in, they were just they came in, and they just want to let you know that you are so loved. You're so not alone throughout this. Okay.
Kathy's
I'm
guys
gonna be
are
back in a second.
Kathy's guys are so much sweeter than mine, Sandra. So, because what I am being shown here is that, so they're showing me everything that's like happening to you right now. They're showing me that there is a detachment of your intuition, that you're not getting messages like you did before. There's a detachment almost from the soul, as if you are like a whole other separate entity and you are over here just watching it or even looking for it, like, oh my gosh, where did it go? And you get all these little moments, you get all these tinges of seeing, feeling it, and they kind of peek in, like a tip of an iceberg, but you don't ever get to fully capitalize or bring it in, harness it in. And so what Spirit keeps showing me is this exact same thing, as far as Kathy is describing, is getting it all out. I specifically am shown you talking about it with other people, because I keep seeing emotional talks. What's happening is, okay, yeah, you do feel lost. See, what's happening is you're taking on all of this energy, and because you just naturally are a responsible person, there is a bit of a martyr in there, where I feel you feeling like, okay, well, I can take this, somebody else should not have to take it, and just another thing added to the shoulder, another, it keeps stacking up. But you do not have to. You don't have to take all of it. In fact, that's exactly what Spirit is showing both of us today, is that you have to remove it. You've got to let this stuff get off of you, because it is pulling on so many different parts of yourself, and it is causing a drain. It is making you feel as if you're distant or separate from the self. And all that needs to happen right now is an integration. You need to allow the parts of yourself to come together. And right now they're stretched out. Don't do it suddenly. Don't make this like a drastic thing. I think you need to do it incrementally, because as I'm connecting with this, Spirit is showing me that it is a process, and that it does lead up into when you shift with work. I believe we had talked about you and new jobs at some point in one of your readings, if that was correct. I just can't fully remember at this time when or if or how we talked about it. But what I keep being shown is that they all kind of come into this moment of an alignment. And so the stuff that you can do right now is to get this stuff off your shoulders, because you're not going to want to carry that with you when you do make this shift, when you do have this transition out of, away from these toxic people and places. So working on this now is going to help leaps and bounds, not only just to allow you to feel like, okay, I can manage and I can survive through this, but it's also going to start shifting you, the people around you, and the opportunities that come to you. So this really is the time. I recommend, if you cannot dialogue with somebody who will sit there and listen and not offer solutions, but just listen. If you cannot find that with somebody, do it yourself. Take a piece of paper and write as two different people. You've got a Sandra, the soul, and then a Sandra, the human, and write with those regards. What does the human have to say to the soul? What does the soul have to say to the human, etc.? Or what I also really like doing is the higher self one, because higher self really denotes all of the things that make us up: the mind, the body, the soul, our spirit. And they kind of can talk to us from an advisory aspect of like, hey, you probably shouldn't do this, or you should definitely jump onto this. But really, it's the soul that needs that communion, because I have this vision, and I do see it happening. So that you can take this as a plus. I see this vision of you as your adult self hugging your child self, and the child self gets absorbed into the adult. And so that child is that soul, essentially, who you are, untainted, without any masks, without any of the ego that you experience as you grow into adulthood, which we all do. I'm not singling you out or anything. We all have ego. It's here to protect us and make us an individual. But it is this integration that I see happening. So I do know you're going to achieve it, but I do feel that you have to be a little bit practical in your approach and take steps at a time. Where Naomi may, for example, be able to totally envelop herself in a feeling and get lost and absorbed in it, and then all of a sudden it's gone. You may not be able to do that as well. And it might be better for you to take little incremental steps, which I feel is going to be more successful for you. So if you can't find somebody to dialogue with, do the writing exercise, as I had mentioned, because I feel it'll come out easier in a dialogue context when you can like talk about it and you get it literally off your chest. So this is the time to do that, because once you do, you are going to see your third eye is going to be crazy charged. You're going to get all sorts of insights. So, and I do feel that it's going to lead you in work as well, and shifting out of this toxic place that you're in now. So very honestly, it might look sad, to everybody watching, but Kathy crying and you having tears, this is such a beautiful, raw, and vulnerable moment that what comes from here is strength and pure creation. And that's what we're here to do with being a human. That's what it's all about.
And they are leading you, to, things that we had talked about, in the past before. And the creativity and all of this thing. It's just, it's this human experience that you have to experience first to some degree, but with the journaling, but also again, just asking for them specifically to come in and surround you as you go throughout the day, and move forward with as much confidence as you possibly can as you're going throughout your day, because it really will help. Just know that they're surrounding you. And I feel like too is that sometimes you get maybe so overwhelmed with the toxicity that you don't allow yourself to sometimes listen to the messages that they're sending you as you're going throughout your day. So if you can, try to remove the focus. Oh, good. I'm so glad she came home and worked on her crafts for 3 hours. Yeah, that's exactly what is needed for you, like right now. And try to, and when you're at work or whatever, try to remove their energy and then open up to what spirit is saying, because I do feel like the guidance is coming through. Maybe not every second, but you know what I'm getting at. Like, you'll hear the messages and listen. It's like, listen to the angels instead of listen to the people. Go into your mind and start listening to the angels instead of listening to the people. Okay. So I hope that helps. And I hope that gave you some.
It's an important moment. It's not going to heal overnight. This is going to take.
Yeah.
This is going to take active little steps, but you're already taking the right steps here. So.
And I
Of course,
know
we'll
that
be
your
here.
daughter wanted a reading too. So I think we're
Mhm.
looking into whether or not she should, you're so welcome, Miss Sandra. I think we're looking into whether or not she should be going into nursing school.
Yes,
Um,
she's a Virgo, Isabel.
okay. So, no, when I saw that message earlier, my first thought, the first thing that came through, yes, she should go to nursing school. I almost, it's almost as though, okay, so there's two things coming in. If nursing is the path that she is feeling drawn to, I feel that she wants to take it, or she should take it. But I'm also getting here, and maybe it's the schooling behind it that may be, holding her back or something, but it just feels as though there's something even higher. So when I tapped into that energy, I kept getting more of a specific field. Okay, like maybe there's a specific field that she should be going into nursing. So I know you have to kind of go through your regular schooling and then you kind of pick a specialty or whatever. I don't know if this makes any sense to her. Maybe she can respond to this or let us know, or you can let us know. I kept getting surgery or surgical, like a surgical nurse, maybe, or something along that line. Like it just feels like general nursing isn't going to be enough for her, like for her soul path is what I kept getting. It felt that it was more, maybe more specific, and again I just kept hearing something about possibly surgical or surgery, like a surgical nurse. Um and I mean, if she even wanted to go to, as far as, becoming a doctor. Okay, there she goes. She likes plastic or skin. So this could even have to do with like plastic surgery or something along that line. It just feels like this might be more her path. Like it just feels very like pick a specialty, and work towards that specialty. And it really feels like she's being pulled towards something, and she should absolutely follow that path, is what I get. I'm also getting this interesting energy of, I mean, here's the thing with nursing, and this is, I hope she doesn't take this in the wrong extent. I mean, nursing, obviously, you're coming from a place, for the most part, that is very healing towards the people. But I'm also getting here is that it's more about the field, and about the learning, and about the um being, I don't know, it's just, it's almost as though what's the word, it's almost like she's being drawn to see the results, is what I keep getting, like the results coming through, and or being able to be on that line where she gets to see the results. Sometimes with nursing, um, is that, you have the patient for a short period of time, you might see them on different shifts or whatever, but it almost feels like she wants to see the results of the things that she would be participating in. So like, let's say it was like plastic surgery or something along that line, she would be able to see the results of this. And I don't know exactly what that's saying, but that's how I keep feeling. So I hope that that makes sense. And absolutely, if she's thinking about becoming a PA after nursing school, she should go for it. Absolutely, is what I keep getting. Not to have those doubts in herself. The only reason that I'm really getting a lot of these doubts coming through is it just feels like a higher calling. And it's almost like a higher calling, like, and that might be where she's getting some of those doubts coming in, simply because it's what she wants, but not quite, and because I just feel like a specialty, or something along that line. Hey, Chess, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. And hi, Katira, how are you? Again, I just wanted to call out to Megan really quickly. If Megan is watching, could you just put your birth date down and your question? So, all right.
I just want to read here on this real quick, Kathy.
Yeah.
With Isabel. Isabel, hi, love. Hope you're listening in. Thank your mom. So the one thing that I'm feeling here that your soul is communicating to me is that it does need to be in some kind of teacher or boss or authority position. 100%. It's just you have the right way of getting people to understand information. You have a great way of conveying. You can put something into their brain, help them understand the application of it because they understand it. This is a natural skill of yours. It's something that comes across easy. Don't judge that skill based on other people's ability to listen, because let me tell you, people just don't know how. Okay. So this is an absolute asset for you. I feel the practicality of it. It makes sense. It sits perfectly well with you to do this nursing, but you're not going to fully just stay in nursing. Like, you are going to upgrade. But here's the one thing that I feel is that I feel a contradiction on your spirit and yourself. And what spirit keeps showing me here is that there's a feeling in you that feels like it wants to be out, like in the world or traveling abroad and seeing life and understanding different maybe ways of living or different cultures, or just going to other countries that have just been on your bucket list for a long time, places that you want to see and experience and visit. Because I can hear your soul telling me, well, how can I pick one thing to do if I still haven't even seen all of this part of the world? So what spirit is showing me is that choosing nursing in this medical area, you're actually going to have an opportunity to meld the two together. And I see you having opportunities of working abroad. You might even be able to do residency in a different country. You might even be brought in opposition to, or opposition, a position, sorry, to work, somewhere as part of a project, oh, come here for, a 9-month contract because we really need people during this time, et cetera, et cetera. So it's honestly, nursing is definitely a great way for you to go. But just know that you are supposed to be in this sort of boss, teacher, authority position. That feels to be the most important part. And so whatever you choose in light of that, I feel is going to be strongly supported. But something about this medical field and you being there, it just sits well. Not only does it give you a lot of knowledge that you're going to be able to use in different areas of your life, it makes you become an asset for all of these other companies who I feel in the future would want to bring you on to their work. But I do see you getting to have the best of both worlds, which is I feel you being able to travel and find somewhere that you want to be, but you also have that reliability and practicality of a job that's never going to go out of use. So it really feels like a perfect thing for you to do and pursue right now. What's PA mean? What is that? What does that stand for?
I believe it's like
Practicing. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know full medical terms. I apologize. But regardless, if it is a position of authority, then absolutely, definitely go for that. 100%. But you're in the right spot, Isabel. Right spots. It mixes with your energy just so well because there is
physician
this
assistant. There you go.
Physician assistant. There we go. Okay. It matches the energy. It matches her energy so well. It's like there's this caring, but also this like authority and this, giving direction. There's something about it. Nurses are much stronger than any doctor I've ever met. You do a lot more.
I hope that's helped. I hope it's given you.
Good luck, Isabel. School is always fun.
Yeah.
Hi, Katira. So, is Katira on our priority list or our lottery list?
Yes, she's going to be on our priority list.
Okay.
Also, Katira, I don't know. Megan also sent it. We've been trying to get a hold of Megan to get her question. So I don't know if you are able to contact her. I think you guys are friends. I'm not sure. If you are, great. If you could just let her know that we would love to get her question and give her the reading. But if you're not, then don't panic yourself or anything. We're just kind of waiting for her to come on. So All right.
You are a blessing, Sandra. It takes one to know one.
Yes, it does. And thank you so much. All right. Namey. Yay.
Namey is up next. All right. I'll make sure Namey is still here, and then we'll do Luna, and then I hope I'm saying this right. It's Katira? Katiria. No, Katira. That's right. Or Kaitira. We'll find out. Oh my gosh, you guys, it just got super windy here. The winds of change are blowing in Texas. We're about to go through one season that we go through, which is like hot and then like cold and then hot again. Hey, Geneva. Welcome back, love.
Hey, Geneva.
All right. So, Amy, of course, is Pisces. She's asking just general reading. I feel because of all the stress I'm going through, I am losing my intuitive abilities. Oh, I must be going on in the family right now. I haven't even been able to use my tarot cards lately. Ugh.
Okay. So the first message I get from Spirit is that wait until, okay, here's the thing. It's not that you're losing your intuitive abilities at all. Okay. Or anything like that. I do feel there's an element here of protection around you from your guides in regards to opening up a little bit too much, simply because the messages that you're going to be receiving or that you think you're going to be receiving are not going to be the messages that are trying to come through. Okay. So, because it kind of feels like you're under so much stress, you're under so much anxiety that instead of kind of looking for the positive, it almost feels like you might be, I don't know if I'm saying this exactly right, but it almost feels like, when we're trying to find a positive message, it's like the opposite is kind of coming through, and you might be getting constricting messages or, conflicting is the word I'm trying to use. Conflicting messages is what's happening. And so Spirit's kind of just saying, you know what? We're always here. We're going to be here. We're going to be here next week. We're going to be here at the end of the month. We're going to be here as soon as you move. You get yourself settled first and get yourself into a place, like do whatever it is that, oh gosh, I'm not even going to say that. Well, I'll probably end up saying it.
Sandra, you're 100% right. That is exactly what I'm picking up as well.
Yeah, that's exactly, like, you need to be on the, like a better place for you. Okay, you need to just, you know what, just you and Miguel have to have some more sex, dude. Like, that's what I
knew you were gonna say it. I knew it.
Like, do whatever
especially
you
if Miguel,
use some stress.
Especially if Miguel is all emotional right now. This is like the perfect time,
right? Yeah, because it just feels like, maybe I don't want to tap into your life there, but I'm getting here that, if you guys can go for a ride, go find a dirt road, go, whatever, go to a parking lot, go sit out in the garage somewhere, do what you can, but go relieve some stress is what I keep getting, because this not only is going to bring you guys closer together, but it will help, just sort of relieve a lot of stress in general. Like I said, go do whatever you need to do. I mean, go for a walk, go to a park, go
in the car, go to some
in the car, go
location
for a
where it's
ride, go
dark,
find
use
some
the
crowded
car.
stadium and, fog up the windows or, do
Mhm.
whatever is needed to do. But I do feel like you have to, like, just wait, as far as tapping into Spirit, because right now there's so much anxiety. And even though you want the messages coming in from Spirit to kind of, they're saying, like, you're not listening. So there's some conflicting energy. I got a van. I can put the seats down. There you
There
go.
we
You go,
go.
girl. Like literally, like, this is what needs to kind of happen at this moment, because this will, again, not only connect you guys on a deeper level, but it will help relieve some stress. And you don't need to sit there and you guys talk yourselves to death anyway. You don't need to do that. Just go do some physical fun. Your niece is saying gross. You're funny. But there needs to, I just feel like the intimacy in some form will really help. Sandra. The intimacy will really help, but also too is just lay down the cards and whatever. I mean, by all means you can still work with the crystals and stuff like that, but just don't ask for messages right now, because I feel like you already have all the answers. Things are going to be okay. You're going to be moving forward. All of this is happening. But again, because you're in this place, you're going to keep getting conflicting messages. So this is this is what I get coming through. So
I love that her niece is listening.
With what?
I love that her niece is listening.
Yeah. At least it's not the kids, I guess. Her kids. What was I going to say? There was a question. No, there was something here. Oh, Ruth, that's what it was. Ruth, I know that you're watching on Facebook. If you have a question you'd like to be put into the lottery, by all means, please go to the Oracle Intuitions YouTube channel. That's where we are. You'll have to click subscribe. You'll have to be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes. But that Brandon unfortunately can't see your questions there, so it's really hard for us to interact with you, except on this channel. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and we would love to add you to the lottery list if you wish. And
yes. So yeah, if you're listening on Facebook, pop on over to YouTube. That way you can get a reading and I will put you on our list. Otherwise, I cannot see you, and I would love to. Katira, just want to make sure to see where you are in your timing, because I know you're listening to things that we said about an hour ago. So I want to make sure that you're caught up to time when we do get to your reading here in a few moments. Okay. So we'll be able to see it in just a second. if she is or not. Hi, Naomi. Okay. So right away, I do. You got to listen to everything Kathy is saying. She's 100% spot on all of this. You are supposed to be in this like weird, ambiguous kind of limbo right now. And what better way to kill time than to have some earthly pleasures and delights. I keep being shown that if you were to tap in, you are going to tap into some really broken down energies. There's a lot going on in your unconscious, and there's a lot. I think you already know this, but let me reiterate this for you. You have a great spirit team behind you who can do work for you without you even noticing, without you even having to be fully present.
I just got chills. I love that.
A lot of us do have like guides or spirit teams but you really have a team, Nami. Like you've got this whole, I can feel it too. I'm getting the chills like right on my back. It's the weirdest sensation.
Yeah. I just like, whoo, okay.
But they are doing stuff behind the scenes right now. And that's exactly what spirit shows me. I'm asking them, okay, well, she doesn't need to be tapped in right now. What does she need to be doing? And they're like, focus on home, focus on man, focus on kids. It's literally all three of these things here. So I think don't stress yourself out about this right now. You need to trust the fact that your intuition isn't working as an intuitive message. It's like a message saying, oh, I guess I am not supposed to be tapping in or connecting right now. This will happen, to Kathy and myself and all other psychics as well. Sometimes somebody might come through and we cannot pick up on them at all. Something is off, something is weird. We take it personal. We're like, what the fuck? Like, this is our livelihood and our purpose. How can we not be picking up on stuff? And that's because either our guys, their guys, somebody said, not happening, not today. No. And there are reasons for that. things that are outside of our control, and we have to respect that. But that's also why you have to listen to those moments. And you heard me even in today's show where I said, oh, Spirit doesn't want me to talk about this anymore. They don't want me to say anything else, and they're going to stop showing me stuff. So, I have to address and acknowledge and honor that. So all you need to do right now is just be like, okay, I trust you guys. You're looking out for me right now. It's cool. Let me, get myself into some earthly delights, because, that's why you're here, to be a human and a person and experience individuality. And just enjoy that. Really take that time and space. I really feel like Kathy was talking about, drive up somewhere, go to a drive-in movie, go do something, get out of the house, get in some good energy, and really just focus on. Here's the thing: you might be staying with, the mom or mom-in-law, whatever. You're already in the energy of the home, though. It's already there. It's already with you. It's already been planted and produced. So now what you're waiting is for the physical manifestation of the very real, etheric and energetic manifestation that you've already created. So enjoy that vibe now. I think that's why you're going to notice this probably too when you're at your home, is that your intuition will always be supercharged, because you have everything right there that you need, and you don't need to be looking beyond. Now, once you step foot off of your property, I can feel bing, 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 pings all over the place. But that's the thing, is you don't have to be hyper aware when you are at home, if that makes sense, because you're comfortable, you're at ease, you're protected, you're safe. You don't always have to be looking into what's coming around the next corner. You have everything you need. So just take that as that sign of like, okay, I don't need to right now. I've got everything I need right here. Everything you can touch. Mom drives me loca. Ay, Dios mío. Mama, why are you so crazy? Huh?
I just changed the list a little bit to add that. I just
Megan,
put Megan possibly because I'm not sure if Megan's going to come, like if we have her back or not, but I thought I'd keep the space open just in case. So
that's fair. That's nice of you.
Yeah. And I hope that's helped, Naomi. It just like Brandon was saying, you've already got the space. All of this nonsense that's going on, with mom and the stress and all of that, that's so temporary. And kind of put it into that temporary space and just sort of live in that, the end result of all of this. And you're receiving all of the messages that you need to do at this time. And I just feel like Spirit's going, yeah, we don't want to, you're not going to hear them properly. Like the messages that, you're trying to get from the cards or from anything else, like just listen to yourself. So what's the matter?
My video stopped. Is my computer fine? Am I still here?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Is anybody else getting buffering on YouTube? Okay. Well, if anything happens, just let me know if you lose me.
Yeah. No, you're looking fine here.
Okay. Who do we have? So Luna is up next. Then Katira, Megan after. Okay. Perfect. Thank you all. Thank you. Just my computer just stopped playing the video itself. Yes, it is spooky month. The veil is thinning. Hey, Ruth. Welcome.
Hi, Ruth. How's it going?
All right, Ruth. So if you do want to get a reading, all you have to do is put your first name, your date of birth, or your zodiac sign, and your question in the chat. You will be put into our lottery. But if you want a guaranteed reading on today's show, you can be put on our priority list. You can make a donation of $10 or more, and that will put you on our priority list. As you can see, we are currently on the list now. We have Luna, Katira, Megan, possibly, and Will ahead of you. But if you wanted to be on that list, you could do so by sending $10 to crogers5555@gmail.com. Otherwise, we'll put you on the lottery list. And once we're done with the donation list, we will be choosing at random. I use a random number generator to figure out who wins. So I associate your name with a number. if you are listening on Facebook, please come over to YouTube if you want a reading. I will not be able to see your question.
Yeah.
So Ruth
YouTube
just
is going
joined
to
us
have to
from
be the
Facebook.
Oracle
So
Intuitions channel. So
come on down.
come on down. Okay. So Luna, what was Luna's question?
All right. Is our Luna here? I haven't seen Luna in the chat in a minute. Just to make sure. Oh, okay. Katira, you have a question now. Okay. And I pronounced the name correctly. Yay!
Oh, Luna's
All
here.
right. So Luna is here. So Luna's question is, it's Eliza, Gemini, who is my guardian angel?
Oh, okay. I cannot give you a name. I just wanted to let you know I do not get names. I can tell you how to get names, but I can tap into your guides. Again, I don't get names. I don't even get the names of mine. And this is simply because that's just, sometimes dead people come through with names, but I don't normally get the names of guides. And sometimes that is simply because of the fact that they may have lived so many lives that names are irrelevant to them. Okay. What was as far as your guides go? Okay. Give me just a sec, because I have to kind of, they have to present themselves to me. Okay. There's a very tall man that's coming through, and he's coming through right away. He's actually standing behind you. Now, I feel that this man is of, I want to say he is black or a darker skin. He's really tall, really tall. He might even be, he's so tall that, like, as he's presenting to me, I would say, like, you would probably come up to like his waistline. Like he's hugely tall, which also is telling me here that it's a very it's a very protective energy, but B, I think he's been around for a while. What I mean is that you're not the first person that he has guided. Okay. Like it feels as though this is an energy of, he may have been with you in many lifetimes, because it feels like this tallness is being presented to me in knowledge. Okay. Like tall is, he's had, I'm not sure if I'm explaining that properly, but because of the height that's being shown to me, I want to say that he is coming from, like, we're talking like almost to the point of Atlantean times. Okay, beginning times that this particular gentleman has been around. And it's interesting, actually, too, because of the fact that back then they were supposed to be quite huge, very, very tall. And that's what I keep getting, because his height, it's almost to the point where I can't really see his face because of his height. So he's one of your guides, but I feel like he has something specific for you. I just need a second, though, to tap into what it is that I'm getting here. He carries you. He carries you is what I keep getting told. Sometimes he helps carry you. And what I mean by that is, it feels as though there are times where you're just feeling like you can't take another step, or you can't walk. And I'm not exactly sure what he's talking about. This may be very specific towards you. Like I feel like you may know what he's talking about here, but he's saying, and literally, I mean, he can just scoop you up like this, like King Kong held Jessica Lange in the old King Kong movie, like that. Like this is how big this guy is. Like he can just scoop you up and he carries you. But I'm also getting here that it's kind of time to walk on your own a little bit too. He's always there. He's always protecting. He's always watching. He's always surrounding you. But there is something to do here with a little bit of responsibility. And I'm not sure if you understand exactly what that's talking about. Not saying that you're irresponsible, but or anything like that. I don't want any of the words to come out wrong. But it's a little bit of having more strength within yourself, having more trust in yourself, having more belief in yourself. And so I'm literally being shown him kind of putting you down and allowing, like you would allow a child to take their first steps. Okay. So, this is what he's showing me. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know what exactly he wants. He's asking, in regards to the strength too, or what it's regarding, but it feels as though, I've been having self-talk and need to be more responsible and take action. So you understand what it is that I'm saying. And I feel like, this is exactly what he's trying to, help you with and guide you on. So don't get me wrong. He's not going to like just drop you off and take off. He's right there. He's right there with you. He's just, he's allowing, like I said, like a toddler taking their steps, like, here you go. I'm right here. I'm standing right behind you. I'm guiding you. But you also have to gain that strength for yourself. You have to, take the responsibility of moving forward as well. There's a lady that's trying to come in here. I believe she's a guide. She's standing in the background though. But it's interesting because she literally is dressed like, and you're going to laugh. Please don't laugh because it might make sense to you. Those old fashioned like granny hats that they used to wear to bed, like it's like those elastic hats that they used to wear. Maybe you'll see them in old 50s movies or something like that. It's like where how ladies used to put those like caps on. As soon as I tell you to laugh, you immediately want to. I know. But she's literally wearing like this nightgown with this like a granny cap. And it's interesting that she's coming in like this because I do believe she's a guide, but she may make sense to you as somebody who has passed over. So I'm not exactly sure what this energy is, but she reminds me of she reminds me of like the the granny from Little Red Riding Hood. Why this is coming through, I get the weirdest freaking visions sometimes.
We usually don't know.
And I yeah, like they usually, but it almost feels like, because I keep literally, I'm like Holly Hobby. That's exactly Katira. That's exactly like that old fashioned type of hat. But I feel like there's something specific why she's showing up like this. And again, I keep getting drawn to something about like Little Red Riding Hood, like the old, the old fairy tale. And what it's almost as though the wolf eats the grandma, and then Red Riding Hood slices open the wolf to release grandma. This might actually have to do with that guide coming through. Again, the strength, like don't back away from the wolf is kind of what I'm feeling. And I'm not sure if that makes sense to you. But that's what I'm hearing, because it just feels like a very, like you're supposed to stand up to the wolf. Okay. And because this woman that's coming through, she's not really showing herself, like she's in this background. So it almost feels like this could be the image coming from your guide that's showing me, like, don't back down, stand up to the wolf, don't be scared, again, maybe something about protecting even possibly loved ones that are around you in some way. But yeah, I hope that makes sense to you, Luna.
It's a
That's what
very
I keep
interesting
getting.
energy. I connect with sorry, I'm making sure the storm that's coming in right now, because it's totally a big thunderstorm. I had no idea was coming in. I gotta make sure I pull my plants inside. I don't want them to die. So when I'm connected with this energy, Luna, immediately I'm being shown some pretty important concepts. It is about strength, it is about growth, it is about insight. To have your guardian there with you, that's like their big main purpose here. They're supposed to come through with all these things when you feel clouded in your mind, um, which feels like it happens. It's been happening often. Maybe you've noticed that is happening a lot more recently. The mind is clear, not fully how you feel like you needed it to be, or want it to be. But they really are coming through to make sure that you are like unconsciously protected, which is pretty cool. Now, I'm not fully connected with this entity that Kathy is. She more so specializes in stuff like that. But what I will tell you is that I'm actually seeing two archangels that are in support, either with this one guardian or just behind you, period. So maybe these could be archangels you can work with. I'm seeing Raphael has come through quite strong, and Uriel has come through as well. Those two really feel attached and connected with your energy. Something about them and studying with them, connecting with them, it feels like they will create this elevation for you. There's something about so there's two things they're really talking about and why they like to work with you. It's one, you have this really great presence of care about you, where you really care to actually look into somebody or into their situation to understand. And the other one is that you have a very interesting mind, different than I feel most people. And you think of things definitely outside of the box. And doing so actually allows you to get to a lot of creative solutions, because you don't look at what's just in front of you. You're kind of looking back at the whole piece. So really what they're trying to detail here, and I feel coupled with Kathy's message, is to try and take the eyes of your guardian as if you were looking, behind and back here. Really try to see as if, your eyes are theirs, and try to see yourself from that elevated or detached or heightened perspective. Because what's going to happen is it's going to throw your consciousness into this total stream. And when you hit that stream, there are going to be amazing insights in there, pieces of information, sources that you're supposed to connect to, energies that you're supposed to see and appear to. So really, I think take that as a moment to kind of grow and learn in yourself. Because whenever we have angels around us, they're here to help us not just navigate through life, but shift our energy, shift into a higher form of consciousness, because they are a higher form of consciousness. So if you are guarded and guided, you are lucky. Consider yourself blessed. I think we all absolutely can be, but correct me if I'm wrong, Kathy. Angels kind of have to be invited in order to become present in your life. Is that correct?
No.
No.
You do need to be inviting of them to
Oh, I'm
help
sorry.
your
Let me
situations.
let me reiterate. The
Mhm.
archangels. I've always understood them, and whenever I've connected with them, they are quite a powerful presence that has a multi-layered dimension to it. But like other little angels, I feel kind of flit and flutter throughout our life. But the archangels, they've always had a very prominent energy, and I've always had to call on them for them to come.
They Okay. So here's the thing with archangels, okay? Archangels are always there, always, always, always there to guide us, protect us, and give us what it is that, for their specifics. Like, for instance, for healing, if you ask for Raphael, for guidance or messages, Gabriel, Michael is there for protection and electronics of all the weird things, but he's very good at putting that protection there. You've got Sandalphon and Haniel and all of them, right? So basically, when you ask or when you need that guidance, they will help on a basic level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because angels are very omnipresent. However, but here's the thing, is that your guides and angels are always surrounding you. Okay. To help with certain things. Now, we have to remember the most important thing is that we made a soul contract, which is
Mm-hmm.
with our guides. And so when we, which is why our guides are there, and they're there to help us, and they give us those messages, or sometimes our signs, and same with our angels. But with the guardian angels, you do need to be more specific sometimes with them in what it is that you need that help with, because they are under God. And they need to have that stronger permission to come through. Okay. Now, you
Mm-hmm.
don't need to be very specific. You don't need to find the right angel. Usually, here's the thing. I mean, the spirit realm is very much like our human realm in a different degree. Okay. So let's say I can't do something. I'm going to say, hey, Brandon, can you do this? Well, no, Kathy, I'm not sure if I can do that. Let me see if I can find somebody to help with this particular problem. And it goes like that. And this is how our guides work. And this is how our angels work. Now, when we talk about our angels, we have to again remember that angels are very, very omnipresent. So they're not just our angels. They're going to always be there. Our guides, however, are on a separate level. Our guides are our
Mm-hmm.
guides, and these are the ones that we made contracts with to help us. So now let's say I said, I want to learn whatever, ukulele playing. Okay. Or whatever. If I want to learn a specific lesson or what, however it is, my guide is going to be like, well, I know nothing about that. Okay, maybe they don't know about that. Maybe, because sometimes they're learning too. So then
Mm-hmm.
they're going to go, okay, well, who could we bring in? Let's go find. So then we might bring in a guide that is a temporary guide,
Mm-hmm.
for especially when it comes to spiritual work, because there are very strong spiritually gifted guides that are out there. And they can come through. They may not stay. They're not going to hang around maybe about your whole life, but they'll give you that guidance that is needed. They pass that knowledge on to your guides, and then it's passed through you as well. So it's all interconnected learning experience. But yes, with the guardian angels, to call them in or help you with something specific is they can't always take that step forward. And again, they're
Mm-hmm.
omnipresent, so they're all over the place, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to worry that we're taking away from anybody or
Right.
anything like that. But be specific with what it is that you're asking for, because
Mm-hmm.
when you're general, like if you say, well, I want to learn how to do this, well, you're not being very specific there. And
Yeah.
and because they are so strong and so powerful, they're giving you lessons all the time. So they might not give you a direct message, right? They might say, okay, you want to learn this, we're going to throw this at you, see how you handle this first,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll bring more in. And this is why it's better to ask, be very specific with what it is that you're feeling or
Beautiful
wanting.
work working with angels, honestly. That's a beautiful thing.
What's that?
It's beautiful to work with angels. It's a
Oh,
very beautiful
I
thing.
love them. Like, I mean, they've been with me. I can't remember a time where I didn't feel them
Hmm.
around me
It's
or,
such a clear presence. Like
oh,
anytime I do a prayer, I'll do
yeah.
God, spirit, source, universe, divine, higher self, angels. And every time I get to the angels, it is like this. It's a whole shift in
Hmm.
perspective and consciousness. And it hits me every single time.
So there's the first time, for me that I guess I wouldn't say physically saw them because I don't see, that physically or anything like that. But where I saw it and it was interesting. I had seen them, I'd felt the presence of them, but this was a time that kind of freaked me out a little bit. So there was a time, just, oh, it was probably about 10 or 12 years ago. And we were on sort of a paranormal tour through the cemetery we used to go to. And this cemetery it's a very active cemetery, but it's
Hmm.
one that you don't want to mess around in either. Like you don't want to be disrespectful in this particular one, right?
Yeah.
It's very strong. And so we were there and one of our investigators, like, as part of the team, but we were there with other people too. And he was standing there and all of a sudden I saw this big, massive angel behind him. It was just suddenly appeared. And I just kind of went, oh my God. And
Hmm.
one of the other guy that was there, he was also a medium. And him and his wife walked up and he's like, that look on your face, you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing, aren't you? And I said, I've never seen anything like this before. I've never in my life seen anything like this. Like I was just in awe. And she was beautiful and but so tall and it was just unreal. But here's the interesting thing. I didn't know why she was there. I didn't know what
Hmm.
her purpose was. I was like, oh my God, I've just never seen anything like that. He actually ended up passing away about a week later, almost to the
Wow.
day. And so for us, or for me at that time, it was that sign that, he was being, that spirit was surrounding him,
Hmm.
to move him, to the other realm. But it just like, I probably just stood there looking like an idiot for about 10 minutes. Like I was just like, oh my God. And of course you don't want to say anything because I don't want to freak him out or anything like that. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
it was wild. That was, yeah.
You must give messages wisely. You must discriminate a bit when you're going to give a message or not.
Yeah.
Because they can come through. They're coming through all the time. But you got to make sure you know if it's appropriate or not. All right.
Hmm.
So I haven't seen Megan come back. So we'll see if she joins us at some point. I'm not sure. So Megan, if you are here, we'll keep checking in on you till the end of the show just to see where you're at. But next up, we've got Katira. And so originally it looks like Katira. Oh, you're right on that Pisces cusp, total Pisces. Don't really have a question. Can I get a general read? But it seems that she changed her mind and she wanted to know about her chosen career path regarding her art.
Hmm. It was so funny. I was literally, um, um, I literally was I was actually going to say to you, Katira. So this is, just give me, sorry, 1 second here. So when I first saw you come on, I was like, oh, I got a message for you right away. I was like, stop being fearful of your art. Like, what is it that you're not releasing in regards to your art? It feels as though you're holding yourself back. You're not okay. So here's the thing. This is what I keep getting is like there's this canvas in front of you. And as you're painting, I feel like a lot of your energy is going into this canvas, but then all of a sudden you sort of stop. And it's like, I don't know, if I can continue putting this energy onto the canvas. Like it's almost as though you're being stopped somehow, or you're stopping yourself. You're not being stopped, you're stopping yourself. And it could have to do with, like you were just saying, the confidence. Oh my God. So I've seen some of your artwork, Cathryn, and it's beautiful. And what I keep hearing, though, is to absolutely follow the path that you have been shown, that you have been guided towards, that you have been, okay, this canvas needs to become a part of your soul. And this is what I keep feeling. This canvas needs to become a part of your soul. And you stop just before you completely finish it. Like you finish the painting, but I don't know how to explain this. So again, as you're painting, it's like you're painting. And then all of a sudden you just suddenly stop. And it's like you're scared to put that last little bit of ounce in. Does that make sense to you, Cathryn? What I'm getting shown here is you really got to start, make the Facebook page if you haven't already. Make the the online store, start advertising. Let us start seeing, let us start, start spreading it out there, because what I keep getting is that people want to buy your stuff. Yeah, that's exactly. You're afraid of ruining it. Okay. Yeah, don't be afraid of ruining it. Okay, you're not ruining it. This is what Spirit is asking you to do. They like I said, I keep getting this block almost as soon as you're done, whatever it is, and it's like put that last bit of it into this work of art. You will see that, and that will start helping bring back that confidence. And again, I've seen your work. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if we're Facebook friends. Are we Facebook friends? I can't remember. Anyway, shoot me your thing. I will get you. I will advertise you for sure.
Yeah, whoever's listening, you can totally plug your art page in, Cathryn.
Yeah.
We'd love to see your art. I know I would for sure.
Mhm. But
So
yeah, this is exactly what I'm getting. And don't lose that confidence that you had, because you did have a lot of that confidence. I don't know exactly what that break was within the confidence, but it's it's time to gain it again, time to move forward.
So I'm tapping in here to yourself, Cathryn. The first thing I want to ask you, I need to clarify if this is what's happening. Are you looking into expanding your home or something? Because what Spirit keeps showing me is this very clear energy of an expansion happening at like a foundational level. And so what I do feel is that all of this kind of has to do with the feelings of abundance kind of surrounding you right now. So if you're not receiving all of these streams in, right now, then this is the time to definitely take on that confidence that Kathy is talking about, because you've got a lot of energy around you that just wants to pour into yourself in your life. And what Spirit keeps showing me is that it's because of these little pings that you're sending outside of yourself. I don't even know if you're fully aware or recognize that you're doing it, but you're giving everybody all these little psychic pings. That's the best way to describe it, because you give them these little golden nuggets of energy. Really, it's all just energy. And it might come through by way of a thought. It might come through by a prayer. It might come through by just talking to somebody, saying some kind of a comment. But you're sending out all this energy. And so what Spirit is showing me is that it's all coming back to you. So having that strong foundation is going to be extremely important right now. And I think this really backs up. Oh, is my camera going all weird?
Your sound is going a little bit weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I have a storm right now. It's a little bit chaotic. It's a thunderstorm, so internet might be shoddy. But I just keep seeing this is why you need to have that strong foundation. So I would really heed Kathy's advice. Also, you need to detach from your artwork. Once it's done, I keep being shown that you absolutely need to detach, because it's not really yours anymore. And honestly, I keep being shown a vision of you channeling artwork And it's not even, it's not that it doesn't come from you. What I keep seeing is that it's not necessarily always for you, if that makes sense. I do feel that that's going to be happening a lot more right now, but you need to sort of distance yourself once that work is done. And really, let's be honest, all of us creatives out here, is any of the work that we actually create really ours? I can tell you this right now. I have come up with at least 6 different inventions and wrote them down in my book. I've come up with lines and lyrics for songs, movie ideas, and I can tell you almost all of them are already manifest now. It's insane. So the point that multiple people somewhere in the world can have the same idea just kind of goes to show me personally, that was that proof of like, oh, well, these aren't mine. They just, my antenna was open and I was able to get that in. Do obsess sometimes. Okay, perfect. So if
Which
you
is
do
why
get
you need
that
to follow with your
obsession,
soul, and this way you're removing it from the head. You're
yes,
removing it from your mind. Start
yes.
following. Even if it's a matter of, I mean, it's not like you can paint blindfolded, but I mean, I suppose if you
Hey,
could
people
in
do.
some
I've seen
way,
people paint with their privates, so it's,
yeah.
you can paint with whatever you
Well,
want.
we don't need to see that, but
I was curious. I had to figure it out for myself how it worked. I've also seen women. Well, never mind. I'm not going to go there. Did you put if this is a kid-friendly show or not on the settings on YouTube?
under 18 can't watch. Thank God.
Good. So I'm gonna sit here and talk about a woman knitting from her vagina. So maybe
Yeah.
kids might not want to hear that. But the point being, Katira, Kathy said that so perfectly. Don't let it be of the minds, let it be of the soul. The mind is the thing that obsesses, right? It's that the mind can turn over 1,000,000,000,000 times the same idea over and over and over and over again, and it won't change and it won't create movement. It's the soul, the spirit that generates that movement, that energy. So don't let the mind obsess with it. Let the soul feel it and then let it be done. Let it be. Move on to your next art piece, especially if you do it that regularly where you can sell it. You're golden. You're 100% golden. And try to get into that stream. Try to really see and understand the fact, oh, well, this isn't fully mine. It's coming through me and I love it deeply and I have a beautiful relationship with it, but I know it's going somewhere else. And allow yourself to detach from it. Oftentimes, I've felt, even when I was in pursuit of looking for arts and art pieces, if somebody I saw watched create that and they're having a really hard time, maybe they have like way overpriced it because they really don't want to sell it, then that kind of shows. And that's very clear. And they should just keep that and not offer it out to the public or anybody else. So I think you need to have that approach with it as well, because I do feel that you are going to have like this revamp, this rebuilding of home, or, either you're building the home specifically or you're just getting a new one that's going to have the space that you need. But it's all surrounded by abundance right now. It's as if there is a dam, and once that dam breaks, all the stuff is going to flow into you. It's like it's all been waiting there for a while. And I know you feel it, and I know you have felt it, but it's that fear that was keeping that wall up of like, oh, I don't know if I can really do this. Well, listen to Kathy. Yes, you 100% can, because you are confident, and you 100% can do it because it's worth it. I can see it even just in your energy, looking at your profile picture. I can just see it in your vibe. Like I can see all these moments where
Like
you're
waves
presenting
that
your
come
art.
off
It's
of
great.
you, Katira, if that makes any sense. It's almost as though when you're painting, it's like these waves that flow from you towards what it is that you're doing, the art, all of that energy. And this is exactly what I keep seeing with you. But it's like this energy is flowing. So if you can imagine like vibration waves flowing towards your work, and then it's almost like you put a stop up and you put down the brush, or and you may not physically be putting down the brush, but it's almost like this metaphysically putting down the
Yeah,
brush,
that
and you
barrier.
stop yourself from putting that last little drop of blood into the canvas, that last little piece of your soul that wants to go in so bad. And it's almost like, oh, okay, I can't. And you take that step back. So yeah, I truly hope that has helped.
You got this, Katira, and please share with us. I want to see your artwork.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it. Make yourself vulnerable and let me see.
I'm a Facebook friend. We'll advertise it. Trust me.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I could totally see you putting up a piece there during a commercial break or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you, Katira.
I don't think Megan is here.
I don't think Megan is here either, so we'll just hang on to her for next show.
Yeah. Oh, you're so welcome, Katira. I'm glad it gave you some answers and helped you out a little bit. So
Our Will is up next.
Hello,
Mr. Willpower.
Mr. Will.
Are you here, mate? Just want to make sure you're listening in. I think we'll have time for about one lottery because we have went way over. Work. I've been doing more at work. Life. I bought a deerskin drum. Oh. Love. I've been chasing ladies at work and out of work.
Good for you.
I don't know. That energy just feels great because it's not the typical like, oh, I'm chasing this girl, I'm making her. It's not that vibe. It's not that vibe at all. Like you're not making anybody uncomfortable. Or you're not doing anything that's, you don't want to.
Remember when I told you before, it was almost, this was a little while ago, and I felt it was almost like somebody was like watching you or kind of peeking out or it just felt like this energy. I don't know if it's so much that you're chasing them. It's more like the energy is starting to come to you. Like you're gaining this confidence, you're gaining this, stronger resilience with yourself.
Yes, 100%.
This is what keeps coming through. It's like this energy that's so I'm looking at so sometimes what I do is I will look at people and I see the energy that comes off of them or where it's leading me or what's happening. And when I'm looking at you, Will, so you're standing here and it's literally like energy vibrations that are starting to expand from you. It's interesting because before, if I was to compare your energy from before, what I would probably have gotten is more you trying to pull that. It's hard to explain, but it's like you're trying to grasp the energy. Okay, trying to grasp the energy and pull it towards you, but not in a natural way. Okay, it's not a natural flow. It's not a natural energy. So now what is happening is instead of you trying to pull the energy towards you, your vibrations are heading out of yourself, like out of your essence, but you're also allowing these energy flows to start being received by you. Okay, so this is a beautiful natural flow that's starting to happen around you, and it's combining with the aura that you're presenting as well. Okay. So I wish I could draw. I can't draw like a stick person, but what I would draw is you kind of standing there, and I'm actually seeing like a silhouette of you. Okay. And what it's happening is the aura field is here and it's combining with the external vibrations that are heading towards you, and you're allowing yourself to mix with them, but you're also being fairly selective in what it is that you are accepting. So I like this energy because you're not just drawing everything in. Sometimes when we get into this place of drawing in energy, we'll be like, yeah, I'll take this, I'll take that, I'll take this. You're going to be like, some freaking Playboy on Instagram or something like that. Like it's just nasty energy, right? But what you're Jesus, somebody's having a, oh, okay, there we go. But what you're doing is it seems as though you're sorting through the energy on your own. Okay. And I love this. I absolutely love that type of vibration because it's not pushing, it's not seeking, it's not being forceful. It's allowing and it's natural. And this is exactly what needs to do. Sorry about that. Katira, I got your message. Thank you so much. She sent me a friend request. That was my phone going off. So
That's awesome. Yeah. Reception. That's the energy. That's the word there. Well, it really is beautiful. So when I connect with you, I just keep seeing you being quite solid. Spirit shows me this version of you just solid, strong, true. Like it is. You're really in a great space. But what I keep being shown is that it's as if your emotions now have a space to move through, as if maybe before they were stuck because maybe you felt stuck and stagnant in your own self. Now it's as if they can come through you like waves, really. And Spirit keeps showing me that you're having better communication as far as emotional expression, and then again, the reception of your energy, the way people receive you, the way your self is seen or presented. It's just in honestly a much, I don't want to say better light because it's not like it was bad before, but it's just more will, if that makes sense. Instead of will, and Kathy described that so perfectly. It's as if your energy was chasing and reaching for something outside of the self, when in all reality, all you had to do was allow the self to come out. And that's such a beautiful.
Funny. So I'm getting I'm getting this crazy vision of you, Will. And it's great. I love it. But it's, the Staying Alive song, and there's Will just walking down.
Yes.
Accept it, like knowing, hey, I am this. I am this. I am strong. I am confident. I don't know about a lazy man or anything like that, but you're sending that vibration out of allowing them to come to you.
Yes.
And it, so I'm getting this very strong, like Staying Alive song as you're spreading, really. I love it.
It's the vibe. It really is the vibe. It's the energy for sure. Like you're just like dancing down the street because there is this pleasant feeling of you just being confident and comfortable. I could easily see that happening. I just watched that movie Baby Driver, where he does that a lot, where he's like dancing and moving all different in the street. That's totally what it reminds me of. 100%. That's such a good pick on that, Kathy.
It just like popped into my head, and I'm like, oh, that's exactly it. Like that's exactly what I keep feeling.
It perfectly describes the energy. Honestly, Will, keep this up. You're really in such a great space right now. The one thing I am being shown, though, that is coming up is to just be prepared for conversations that are about feelings and emotion, and be comfortable with that. And I think that's why you had to get into this place first before you really met anybody serious, to date and connect with, because you had to be comfortable in yourself, feeling all the full array of your feelings. And it feels like you have come into your own space. And now that you are, get familiar, check in constantly with yourself. Okay, what am I feeling? How is this? What's it contributing to? What's it making me do, think, or be? And then I think what you're going to see is that over these next few weeks, you're going to have conversations that do center more around feelings and emotions. Take them as moments and opportunities for you to explore something else in your own self, because that's what the relationship is going to do when it does come into your life, is that it's going to force you and allow you to explore different parts of yourself that you might not even knew were fully there. And having that already space in yourself, it's just going to make it go that much easier. Because if you were confronted, and I know your energy, I have a very similar energy when approached with intermingling of people, which is like this, I'd rather just stay steady on my own course than to like fully open up. But I know in order to share something with somebody, I have to open up. So it's like this process of like, oh, I don't really want to, but okay, fine. if you do that with yourself first versus doing it with a person, it's taken much better.
Yeah.
Trust me on that. Because when somebody sees you being awkward with yourself, they interpret that as like, what have I done? What did I do? You know, and they can absolutely take it personal. So work through that right now, just so that way it doesn't create any friction or miscommunication really in the future. So take that on now.
Good advice. Love it. I do
Get
feel
in touch with
Ed
it.
might
It's
be
the
your mentor. I
time.
already felt like a male mentor around you. I've been feeling that for months. So it
Yeah,
could
that's true.
possibly be him. Stay open. I can't,
Staying alive.
sometimes, yeah, stay alive. It could be him, but I do feel a very strong male influence coming through to help guide you. So, oopsie, that's my
La 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 la.
that's my daughter. Hang on a second.
Hi, baby.
Oh, I'm on the air.
We
You want to say
interrupt
hi to
your
everybody?
regular broadcast system.
Hi.
Hi. Hello, love.
Hang
So,
on.
Will, yeah,
Hang on.
walk into
Michelle's
that,
saying
man.
hi.
Aw, cute. I just wanted to let you know I might stop by for a sec, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, sounds good.
Hi.
Everybody says hi on the show. So, all right. Yeah. Okay. You might be
Everybody's
sleeping. Yeah.
So you got this, Will. Your
But you can.
energy,
Yeah,
honestly,
for
is
sure. Okay.
in such a great
Okay.
place.
Love you.
So
Okay.
nothing
Okay.
for you to
Bye-bye.
worry about right now. Only feels like opportunity is regular coming. So just keep up this energy. You're really, really in a good space.
Absolutely.
Thank you, mates.
Just keep strutting, Will.
Just keep strutting. Just keep
Mhm.
strutting.
I
All
should tell
right.
Kira. So my daughter used to actually moderate the show for us sometimes. So a lot of times, the people on the show will usually know who she is. She might be coming back, sometime soon here. But yeah, so she used to moderate for us. So it was kind of funny that she called during the show. So at least she could say hi. So that's pretty kind of cool.
All right. Well, we've got our lottery winner. If you're ready, Kathy.
Let's do it.
It's going to be winner by proxy, Esha.
Esha. Hi, Esha. All right. What does Esha like to know?
I'm already just in love with Esha and her energy. And now I love her even more because of her question.
Okay. What's her question?
Yes, Will, all of the work is 100% paying off, but it was always ready to. It was just about your shift in focus. It was never about the work. It was always about where your consciousness sat. That's what it is. So that work, yes, is absolutely paying off. Your work and work ethic, that has never been in question ever. Never, ever, ever.
Yeah.
It was just about where your consciousness sat. That's what was needing the shift. And you got there, mate. And me and Kathy are just proud. We're looking at you like we're a little happy mommy and daddy. Like, oh,
right?
our boys are growing up.
Love it. Exactly. So those of you that are just joining, we are going to do a reading for Esha. That's going to be the end of the show. If we weren't able to get to you today, we truly apologize. Don't forget that you guys, we're here every Wednesday, 6:00 p.m. Mountain Time. Make sure you join. If you want a private reading, you can contact Brandon at The Dream Teacher. You can contact me at oracleintuitions.com or through my Instagram and Facebook page. And yeah, I think that's kind of it. So what is Esha wanting to know?
I just want to say thank you to Azra for coming in.
Oh,
We
hey,
just picked
Azra.
our last person for today's show, but please come back next week. If you stay subscribed, you'll see our show post for next week, and we would love to have you in to get a reading. I feel your energy, Azra, and I am like I'm not going to say borderline obsessed, but I really want to read for you. So I hope you come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Join us next week. We'd love to do a reading for you. Okay.
So Esha is up. Esha is Aquarius. I don't know why Esha just gives me so many Dua Lipa vibes. I have no idea what it is. Maybe she's the reason I keep singing those Dua Lipa songs whenever we're on air. All right. So Esha Aquarius, who is for my highest good? Kate, who is a Gemini, or Nathan, who is Aries?
Okay. Well, here's the thing.
You can have both, baby. They both serve different purposes.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Mhm.
So I feel like they both have different purposes, different energy, all of that stuff. I do feel that there's probably a little bit more of an attraction to Kate on a physical level than there is to Nathan on the physical level. Okay. However, what I am picking up from Kate is I really feel that Gemini energy with her. And I feel like when we move beyond the physical, maybe attraction, I feel that Nathan is an Aries. Is that correct? Because I feel like a stronger, more grounded energy with Nathan to some degree. Like it can be a little bit dominant, it can be a little bit forceful at times, but I feel like he makes you think, like he makes you choose, or he makes you think, or he puts there's solidarity behind his energy. I'll be honest with you, and I hope I don't offend anybody that's a Gemini or a Libra. They can be a little bit all over the frickin' place. And I personally, as an Aquarius, have a really hard time with both energies. Sarah, actually, we did close our donations and everything today. This is going to be our last reading, but please, honey, come back next week. We'd love to read for you. So what I get from Kate is that even though you're really attracted to her, there's that attraction. I do feel there is the mind energy there too. Like you guys, can have great conversations, and you can have, whatever it is. But I'm really getting here an energy where she can kind of drive you crazy. Like it's like, make a decision. Is this yes, or is this no, or is this, or is this that? Because Aquariuses are very like, what is it? Like very rarely do we get into I don't know. If we want something, we want it. Like that's it. And that's how you are, Asha. That's with your energy as well. You're very boom. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I desire in my life. This is what I'm seeking. And I do get that, seesaw kind of energy with Kate. So this isn't a bad thing. Can I say who is for your higher purpose? You can only really make that decision when it comes down to, I do feel though, what I'm hearing is to remove the physical attraction. Not that physical attraction is not essential. Of course it is. But are you going from physical attraction, and it's just physical attraction? Or is it a physical attraction combined with the emotion and spirituality and the mental and all of that put together? Exactly. You have the answer within.
100%. Yeah. When I'm looking here, Esha, I'm looking at both you and you're the connection with you and Kate, and then you and Nathan. What I will say is that there does seem to be something very mystical about the connection with you and Kate. Almost like there's this psychic or telepathic thing happening between the two of you. But here's what's interesting is that it seems, I don't know what it is, if you've seen it already or if it's just not going to develop in the future, but there's something off about the emotional harmony between the two of you. It's like the biorhythms are out of sync in some way. And what I keep seeing is that there can be a lot of anxiety, nervousness that develops between the two of you because of being out of sync and on a little bit of different waves. But I do see this like great psychic pool and understanding between the both of you. Now, in the inverse with you and Nathan, now, even though I do feel like Nathan doesn't, I am shown, yeah, okay, so not very spiritual. So I am seeing a distance, literally, Spirit shows me distance from intuition, but my God, his emotions and the emotional connection between the two of you, that is natural. That is like, what Spirit keeps showing me is that there is just an ease of comfort, almost like this feeling of feeling at home with each other. And that seems to be one of the predominant things that kind of draws you and Nathan together. So there is no one, I feel, that really is higher or lower than the other. Just like we said in the beginning, it's like they both serve their own purpose.
Mhm.
And to be entirely honest with you, I can't see why you cannot have, if you can do this right, I think you can have both, honestly. If you can make it so that, you know, hey, I'm getting something from her that you can't give me, and hey, I'm getting something from him that you can't give me. And if you're pretty clear about that, you might be able, you know, to
You
pull
might
it
be able,
off.
but I actually, what I keep hearing also though is I feel like you'll be making the decision. Like
Say
it almost
again?
feels, I feel like she'll be making a decision between the two of them. Like it, that in it.
See, I feel like she's not going to have to.
I don't know. I just keep feeling her walking away from one of them. That's what's it doesn't
I
mean
do
that
see that, but I don't feel like she's going to have to choose because I
she
think
doesn't
somebody's
have
going
to. I
to.
just do feel like that energy is like, okay, I'm not connecting.
Yes, it'll be obvious.
And you know,
I can't stand having options.
yeah. Yeah, and I see, and that's where I'm getting with Esha too, is I don't know. I don't feel that they would be okay with
No, but I
meshing
think the
each
point
other.
is you should not have to be forced to choose is really.
No, I don't think she should have to be forced to choose. I think that, is it choosing within yourself, Esha, or are they asking you to choose? Because if they're asking, if it's coming from them asking you to choose, that might be your decision right there, right? But
Yep.
I do feel, I mean, but then again, here's the thing: people ask other people to choose for their own protection. Like, I mean,
That's true. You can force somebody to
right?
choose to
Like,
be like, "Hey, I need to figure it out one
I
way or
mean,
the
like,
other."
this is not okay with me.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be okay with that. I'd be like, fuck you. Okay, see ya. Like, I'm not, right? So like, it's like, you know, there has to be some sort of, you know, I'm that like Esha, I'm a defined person.
Listen, Esha, I feel however you need to feel, but please understand you
Yeah.
do not need to feel guilty for having genuine connection with somebody.
Mm-mm.
Especially if you're not leading them on or something, you're good. Like there's nothing wrong with having multiple connections.
Yeah, and I honestly, I agree with Brandon where I don't feel that you would have to make the decision, at least not until you're sure.
Mhm.
You know, and so I feel like just sort of let it flow for now, because unless one of them is saying, look, and remember, they may be asking for their own protection or their own security, whatever it is, but you know, that's always your choice, right? Like what it is that you choose. I don't feel either one would be a negative thing in your life. I
I
really
agree.
don't.
But you
Yeah.
also need to define Esha, and I think this is where the difficulty is. You need to define exactly what you want for your own future in a relationship, and I don't think you fully have that yet. What I keep being shown is that you know that you want to have somebody who's steady, loyal, that you can rely on, you know, put your back against you, somebody that you can trust on to catch you. But other than that, I think there's still more definition on your part that needs to be clearer as far as what you want in a relationship and those goals moving forward. Why do I want a partnership? Why do I want to be with somebody? Oh, well, I want this and this and this and this. And that still seems like it needs a little bit of clarity before you can even make a decision about who. So you have to set that definition of why you want the relationship and what you want out of it and where you want to go together. That needs to be set clear in stone. And once you understand that, it's like falls right into it.
If you are having a problem with it, I do feel like maybe talking to, seeing where they are. This is not a bad thing to do. It gives you definition too, right? And I mean, I'm all up for about honesty, right? Like, be open, be honest. Here's the thing is that when people are allowed to make their decisions and they're coming from, if somebody comes to you with from a place of honesty and they're allowed to make that choice or that decision from a place of honesty, you can't go wrong. Somebody might not like what you say, and that's okay. But you're coming from a place of honesty, and that's the most important. Maybe they'll love what you say, who knows? But it's all about, being open and being upfront and all of that. So
yeah.
And the funny thing is as Asha, like she says, I feel guilty. I get that because I'm, like, again, having that Aquarius sun, it's like, we place a lot of guilt on us. Like, if we don't come from a place of it's hard. We hold that in us as well, right? And
so there's not one that's better than the other, Esha. You'll choose, I think, what's appropriate for you. What I will tell you is, though, what I know about this is that when you get into a same-sex relationship, you learn a lot about yourself because you eliminate the factor of the other person choosing differently because they're a different sex. You lose that immediately and you start to see, oh, well, they're doing this because they're a different person than I am. So it does help you to understand yourself and the relationship with yourself more. But I think with opposite sex relationships, there really is this like complementary click. Yin and yang really expresses that very well, where it's just this cycle and harmony of like swaying, moving. It's like the dance. You kind of dance together. So I think, as a generalization and what I've seen in my own experience, and this is just personal advice, if you're looking to understand yourself more, really, dive into that same-sex connection, because that will bring that through tenfold. And I'm not saying that these don't happen in one or the other. I'm just saying the generalization and the tendency and kind of, helping you find what you're looking for in a relationship. So yeah, that does tend to happen in same-sex relationships. You tend to figure out and learn more about yourself. With opposite sex, you really understand partnership, sacrifice, and gain in those connections, and how supportive or not supportive somebody can be, lack thereof. So it's a beautiful dance one way or the other, but you got to figure out what you want to experience in a relationship and then go from there. That's the next step for you.
And you will. Just continue to follow.
But you don't have to do it tomorrow either.
Yeah, there's no rush. Just continue to follow that, and again, how you express your honesty and the honesty that you receive back from people, that in itself might give you some definition, some clarity, right? Because if somebody can't match you on that level,
if they can't hang, they gotta go.
it makes it very, very difficult for you as well, but your heart will lead you. And so many people, we tend to think with our brains instead of following our hearts. And if we would just stop and go, which feels more natural? Does it feel natural to be doing this? Right?
Can you hear that thunder?
No. I heard a bang, but I don't know if that was you banging something around.
It is loud. I think I'm losing internet connection.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing week. remember, if you're so welcome, Esha. Remember, if you want to get a personal reading, you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com or through my Facebook or Instagram page. Brandon, they can reach you at
thedreamteacher.com. You can send me email there, hit me up, book an appointments, download some hypnotherapy, all at thedreamteacher.com.
Okay, guys, take care, everybody. Have an
Bye-bye.
amazing week and talk to you soon.
Yes. Bye-bye.